Hey guys, so we're just going to do an energy check-in with your love life. So where are you currently? Where are you at? What energies are coming towards you in your love life? This is just going to kind of be like a full general just look at whatever Spirit's kind of wanting to bring forward and talk to you about when it comes to your love life. So we have 4 piles this time to choose from. And I don't know why I felt called to do 4 piles, so here we are. So the first pile here, we have the True North Tarot and this piece of clear quartz crystal. I'm sorry if y'all can hear my cat. She's a baby and she just cries. And then pile 2 is the Guided Hand Tarot, and then this is a piece of amethyst crystal. So that's pile 2, and then pile 3 is the Fountain Tarot, and then this is a piece of Desert Rose. And then pile 4 is the Lunar Soul Tarot, and this is a piece of obsidian, snowflake obsidian. Okay, so pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. Timestamps are down below, and I'll see you at your pile. Hey pile 1, so if you chose the True North Tarot, which is one of my favorite decks, and this clear quartz crystal, then this is going to be your reading. So we're going to go ahead and set the tarot to the side. We're first going to get some oracle cards. I want to start with the oracles to kind of see where you are in your love life right now, and then we'll take a look at what energies are coming towards you, okay? So I'm really excited to do this reading. I don't know why I'm so excited right now. Maybe it's your energy, or maybe it's just because I'm doing a late night reading, or kind of late night reading, and that always the most interesting things I think come out in the late night readings. But okay, you know, you may also be just in a point in your love life right now where you kind of feel like you're starting new or starting fresh, or have a new perspective on, you know, like enthusiasm is kind of what I'm feeling. So let's take a look and see where you are. We have, expansion. Spirit guardian of summer. So, I mean, we're in summer right now, at least where I am. And I feel like this is also the number 10. So you're at a completion of a cycle. So you may have just went through a healing cycle, just completed a healing cycle. You're just getting over something. And I feel like now you're in this place to where you want to expand. You know, your fruit is there. You've harvested it for so long, like the 7 of Pentacles. You've waited on it for so long, waiting for it to take hold, and it's just like this healing. You went through this healing for so long, and you waited for this to take hold, and then finally you reached a point to where you feel like you're ready to expand, ready to try something new or start something new. You know, you've really reflected on your growth, and you feel like you're in a really good place, and you're ready to open yourself up to love again. Magic. It's funny too, because this is the Midnight Enchantment. The number 25, again, that number 7, that alignment. You know, you feel an alignment at this point, plus that reflection that you've done in the past. Also, I talked about this being a nighttime reading, and I was enthusiastic about that. And here you have moonlight, magic. And so this is what I'm feeling. It's like night and day compared to what you were feeling not that much longer from now. You know, I mean, wait, that doesn't sound right. Not long ago from where you are now, you felt completely different. It's like night and day. And I feel like, you know, your emotions are like, I just feel like your emotions are on high right now. Like you're in just a place of this intensity where you really want to expand and explore opportunities. Like you just opened your door open, you know, to your heart. That's what I'm feeling. And it feels like magic. It feels like you just feel really good about where you are. Like you're howling at the moon, ready to go, right? I feel like you've made this decision that you're ready for a change. You know, you have the number 2 and number 5 here. So I don't know why I'm shuffling again. I was actually going to get a different tarot deck, but I feel called. So let me go ahead and grab one more of these. See if there's anything that just wants to come out. Okay. Maple Spirit. It's funny too, because when this came out, I read it in my head. I read it as maple syrup. And I was thinking, when I was thinking about that, I was thinking, you know, you could be like leaning towards the sweetness of life, you know, like the enjoying. You're at this point to where you're ready to enjoy life. You're ready to enjoy your growth. You've gotten this far, like this tree again. You've gotten this far, and you're planting your roots in now of who you are now, and you're ready to expand on that. You know, this is the number 23 again, that number 5, that change. I feel like you've come a very long way. A very long way. And I feel like you're just, you know, like this tree, it just looks like it's on fire. I just feel like you have this just fire all of a sudden to where you just want to move forward, and you're ready for it. I don't know that you even really know what has gotten into you. Like all of a sudden, you may have struggled or went through a period, not, you know, here in the recent past, where you kind of were struggling about all your emotions maybe coming up to the surface all at once. And I think I described this in a reading the other day when I did just a special read. But it's like when your emotions all come to the surface at one time, and you feel like, why am I feeling all these different emotions at one time? But it's like that burst, you know, that balloon that just finally it gets to the point to where it's just burst open. And I think that's where you are. You felt all this turmoil of emotions, you know, all at one time, and then they finally all burst. That's like that last final push through the gateway into, you know, where you can expand and breathe, and that was the magic out of it. And this may have a lot to do with the moon cycles currently. You know, we went through I'm sorry. Ruby. So I'm sorry, you guys. My cat is playing with a sack, and she just jumped on it and scared me to death. But it's, you know, all those the different cycles that we've been having with the moon have been so intense recently, like the lunar eclipse. And I feel like maybe to do with all of that, it's just got to that point, you know, that was that peak, that peak point there. And now that we've kind of subsided a little bit in those energies, you're grounding all that. I mean, look at all the trees that we see here. Every one of these cards have trees on them. It's like you're grounding that energy, you know. Now it's like, now you see everything a lot clearer, and it's fresher and brighter. And it's like you're walking out into a field, and all you can see is like clear air, maybe 1 or 2 clouds, and, you know, rainbows. And then like you have all the flowers that are blooming. It's like a completely different atmosphere than you felt before. That's the energy that you're in right now. It's actually a really great energy to be in. I like this. Guys, when I do these readings, I like take on the energy that I'm feeling. And especially when I do y'all's personal readings, it's so fun because there's I adapt to the energy that I feel from y'all. And I know that there's certain people that, and y'all know who you are, that have gotten readings from me that are real like high energy people. And I'm really naturally, I'm not as, I mean, I am a little bit, but not all the time. And when I pick up on those, it feels so good. It just feels so good. And I feel like that from you guys. So maybe you may have a lot of fire in your chart. I don't know. I just feel like a high energy feeling from you guys. And I like it. I like your energy. Okay. So Ruby, what the hell, guys? She attacks any sack that she sees. No sack is left unplayed with. Ruby, stop it. Okay. So, okay. Well, these are the, oh, Yeah. These are the, Queen of the Moon oracles, and we have number 25, which is funny because we have 25 here, which is resistance, and then we also have boundaries here, number 12. And this is a different kind of boundaries for me. This boundaries that I'm seeing here, oh guys, we have the blue moon unexpected at the bottom of the deck, and I think that's relevant here. I'm going to explain to you why in just a second. But let's go through this because this is where you are still, okay? So I feel like you feel this resistance, like you feel this strength. And I wanted to show you this card and all these damn trees. Look, they're still there. You have all these trees. Isn't that awesome? All these trees are crazy. You may have also a lot of grounding energy. So let's think about that. What is that? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, right? Yes. Okay. So, oh my gosh. Guys, I don't know what's going on with my cat, but she is crazy right now. Please do not knock anything off. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. So not only do you feel this new profound like power from what you're experiencing, like you have this like huge drive to you right now. It's like a huge boost of like ready to go and do this, right? You're also learning how to break some of your boundaries down. So where you have decided in the past to set certain boundaries because of the way that you felt when it came to trusting others, when it came to whatever relationship that you were in your past, and I do feel like there is a relationship here that from your past, we'll get to that. But I feel like whatever that was, you're now having this hopeful energy that you are letting down those walls. Like I said, you're opening those doors up, right? You're opening the door up and you're saying, stepping out and you're saying, you know what? I think I'm feeling like I can be a little vulnerable here. Whereas before you kind of went through a period, I think through this healing where you thought, you know, I'm never going to trust anybody again. You know, I'm just never going to trust anybody again. And look how far you've came. I mean, you should be really proud of yourself at how far that you've come from even being able to imagine breaking these boundaries. You know, you have, look at that flower there, and I'm not sure what kind of flower that is, to be honest with you, but it is a white flower, which is a signifier of hope. And I feel like you have this hopeful energy that you can be vulnerable again. You know, you don't have to be closed off, and that's part of the growth. Like you're looking forward to this new beginning. It's not like scary to you like it was before, and you can actually imagine yourself, like picture yourself with someone new. And then you have this unexpected. This is changing the energy. I feel as if you may have a deep connection with someone, and that was part of this healing process that you went through. And I also feel like this person, even though they may be with you in spirit, if you will, I feel like that's going to mean different things for different people, by the way. But I feel like you are at this point here. I mean, look at this. Sorry, guys. I just got totally distracted. When I've been doing a lot personal readings, you know, and sometimes I can pick up on certain people's energy in a reading, in a general reading. Somebody asked me about that the other day, and it happens, and it just happened to me. So strange. So this right here to me looks like an eye, okay? And I feel as if in some way, shape, or form, this person is still watching you. Because if you see in the eye to me, all these trees, you know, all these trees again that are there. And I also want to say your spirit guides, your guardian angels, anybody that's around you that's in the unseen world here is most definitely keeping an eye on you, and they're watching you grow, and they're very, very proud of you and how far you've came. You've went well past what they ever thought you're just doing so well at where you are. I don't know how I can really explain this. And all these numbers here, there's a lot of 7s as well, and this adds up to 7 as well, and 7 is a very divine number. And it's like these two right here, I feel like are part of like your team, and they're looking at your growth, and they're just amazed at how much and how quick you have grown. It's been unexpected to them to see you grow in the way that you have. You know, I feel like even though your spirit team's there with you, you still have free will. You still make those certain choices. And even if they know like what the choice is going to lead to, what decision you make and how hard your road will be moving forward, it's like they just can't believe that this is like a maze, okay? This is like a maze to them, the way they're seeing it. This is kind of cool the way I'm explaining this, or it's coming out. But this is like your team is seeing this as a maze. And they're amazed at how quickly you went through that maze. Even though for you, it hasn't felt that way at all. They're seeing it like that. And now if this is somebody on the other side for you, this is the same thing. They're really amazed at how quickly you have grown, and they're very, very proud at you at how far you've come. And I also want to say, the person that you were connected with here, I feel like is also watching you. And I feel like there's heavy energy behind that as well. Lots of loaded, heavy energies. We might have to look into that. Okay, so, oh my goodness gracious, guys. What are you doing up here? You're never up here. Get down. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to move these up here, and then we're going to get some tarot to get, you know, take a look and see what kind of energies are coming towards you now. I have a weird feeling that this person here, this person here that I'm sensing over here with the stuff going on may come out in this reading, but I also feel like you're ready for it, okay? I feel like you're ready for it. If that's the case. I don't think that's going to be for everybody. So you're going to just have to kind of take the way that you're picking up intuitively what you feel. If you've been feeling like this person's going to unexpectedly come back around, intuitively, not wishful thinking, but like you've really been feeling that heavily, feeling their energy there. Look at that. Knight of Cups. What is going on over here? My cats have gone crazy. Knight of Cups. And the King of Wands in reverse was on the other side. That's an impulsive, unexpected type of energy there. Okay. So I have already shuffled these guys, just so you're aware. So let's see what's going on. Now I'm very curious here to see what's going on. So we have the World in reverse. Oh, man. Woo! Okay. So we have the Lovers in reverse and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Lots of crazy energies I'm getting from these cards right now. One of them is you don't need anybody. You've figured out that you don't need anybody else. And that is very empowering for you. It's very empowering for you. It's a very good feeling, and I think that's this high energy feeling that I'm feeling now. This energy I told you I like to be in. I also feel like that, you know, when the World comes up in reverse, it can be like a feeling of feeling unfulfilled the way that your world is around you. And then you have the Lovers here in reverse, which can be like a disconnection. But it's also about, you know, focusing on yourself. It's about self-love, turning that love on self instead of having to have another. And then Three of Pentacles is about commitment, but not wanting to commit to anything, not wanting to work with others, or not having to, not feeling like you need to. And that's what I'm feeling here with this. You don't feel like you need anyone else. It's like you're happy with where you are by yourself, you know, and technically we do have, with 21 added together, we have, and you have mirrored numbers here as well. But you have 3 threes. Again, 3 is a number of that growth that you've been experiencing here. 6 in the middle, like you're at peace, or you're at peace with where you are, being independent. Yeah. Like you finally found that inner dependency, you know, where you can just depend on yourself, and you know you can depend on yourself to get yourself through situations. It's actually a really what? Oh my gosh, these cats. They attack the box and then they take off running like the box is gonna jump up and get them or something. Okay, so the 5 of Wands being in reverse is again that same kind of energy. You remember, like I talked about having that tension or all those emotions coming up to the surface at one time. So this is like the 5 of Wands. This is like all that tension being released, and this is what you feel after that tension is released. I think that you've really learned to let go of someone here that's in your past, and let go of the idea of someone coming back in from your past, because we saw that Knight of Cups there. I feel like also this is like you're feeling like this resolution type energy, like, okay, I feel good about this now. I'm accepting this now. You know, it's that energy of just accepting the situation. We have the Knight of Cups here in reverse. Again, the Knight of Cups talks about that wish fulfillment, but when it comes up in reverse, it's basically saying that you've been miserable because you've had that wish fulfillment that you've been feeling that hasn't been fulfilled, like we talked about here with the World being in reverse. And it's like you're letting that go. You're not waiting on this to happen anymore. So let's get some clarifiers here. We have the World to clarify the 6 of Wands in reverse. This is not something that you have to put out there in the open. You know, this is something that you feel internally within yourself. It's not something that you have to go and express to everybody. It's something that you just feel, and you feel good about yourself. You feel good about how far you've came. You know, this is about having excessive pride at where you are. And it's not in a negative content. I'm seeing it as a positive thing for you. Okay, so why is the Lovers here in reverse then? Three of Cups, and again a card of 3. So we have 3, 3, 3, and 6 and 6 here. It's funny. Which adds up to 9, and you have the 9 of Cups here. So I mean, you have a lot of 9s here, and 999 means that it's time to start a new journey and wrap up loose ends. And I think that's exactly what you're doing. Exactly what you're doing. So with the 3 of Cups showing up here with the Lovers in reverse, it's basically you looking like in, you know, putting it simply, you don't need anyone else to have fun. You can have fun all by yourself. You can go out and have a good time with your friends or be around your friends or whatever. You don't need to have that love there. You know, you can have all that feeling of celebration, you know, because the 3 of Cups is a card of celebration. All that feeling of being able to be supported and all that. You don't need to have that love. You can find that elsewhere, and I think that you recognize that and know that. You know, it's like you're re-looking. Oh my gosh, I just saw 2, 2, 2, 2 on the timer there, guys. It's like which is like being in the right place at the right time, you know, trusting what you want. So that's kind of cool too. I feel like you're just in this really awesome place to where you're just enjoying who you are. You're just enjoying your life. You're enjoying who you are. You want to go hang out. You want to go have a good time. You want to do, you know, whatever it is that you do. And you don't have to have somebody there with you the whole time. And I think you also went through a period of loneliness, you know, where you felt lonely. And I think you're out of that now. And it's a place that, like I said, you never thought that you would get to that point, but you're here. Why is the 3 of Pentacles in reverse? You have the 10 of Wands in reverse. Yeah. This is about you not needing that commitment, or you not needing to have to work with anyone else. You've kind of released that. You've had a complete change the way that you look at things. You finally figured out that you can do things on your own. You don't necessarily have to have somebody there holding your hand the whole time, right? We have Strength in reverse for the Five of Wands in reverse. You may have actually waited for some kind of resolution or some kind of outcome to a conflict for a long time, and you've kind of just released that. You've decided that, you know, I've waited on this for so long and nothing's ever happened, and it's not, I don't feel like it's gonna happen if it hasn't happened yet, and I think that it's hurting me. It's just waiting around for this to take place, so I'm gonna pull back my energy. I've decided I'm just gonna keep moving forward. I'm in a good place. I feel like I can do this. I've done all this healing work to myself. I've self-improved enough to where I know that I can go and move away from this thing that's causing me this pain. And you're doing it. You're doing it. I feel like it's taken a lot of work for you to be able to get to this point. Also, I just realized this says strength, but it's the number 11. This is justice in tarot. So, which again still applies, because it's the same thing about you feeling like there was an unfairness that took place, you never got resolved, you know? But you're walking away from that. Why is the Nine of Cups here in reverse? The Seven of Wands. You know how I talked about those boundaries and how you've kind of starting to release those boundaries? You're realizing now that if you keep those boundaries up moving forward, that having that there is only going to keep you from being able to be fully fulfilled in the way that you're actually wanting. You need to open up yourself and walk through that door. You know, you need to be able to put yourself out there. And if you have firm boundaries around you, you know that you're not going to be able to do that. So gradually but surely, you're kind of starting to release that gate. You know, you're starting to kind of put down those walls little by little and find out where you're comfortable at. And it's from where you've grown. You know, you have the Magician here at the bottom of the deck. And it's like before, you may have felt very confused. You know, you may have felt really confused about where you were, all these blockages that were in the way when it comes to this other person, if that's what you were wanting, or it's just feeling like you didn't have the energy, or you didn't have what you needed, or you weren't ready, or whatever it was. But you're seeing the light now at the end of the tunnel, right? That has completely changed for you. That idea or thought has changed for you. You're ready to look towards the future, which is something else that I feel like that you weren't looking for in the past. And I feel like, yeah, there's that Nine of Swords. That was you. That was you right there at the end that we talked about, you know, right there at the end of closing that cycle out. That Nine of Swords is that, you know, where you start to have that complete middle chaos that's taking place, where you're feeling all kinds of things coming to the surface at one time. It's that darkness right before the dawn takes place, right? That's where you were at, and that's where you're moving out of and moving into something else. I do want to take a look at this right here, this unexpected energy real quick, because I feel like it is half of what I told y'all about your spirit guides and whoever else is there watching over you, but there's also something else with someone in your past that's maybe coming back in now that you've healed. That's how it works. That's how it works. And this is going to be, oh my gosh, I just saw the Emperor, guys, and the Two of Swords. So this person may be trying to make a decision to come back in unexpectedly. You're not going to see this coming. We have the blue moon here, so let's see what's going on. This could be around the 4th or the 3rd or the 7th. Yeah, they want to reunite with you here. You have the Four of Wands. This person's wanting some kind of reunion with you. Can you tell me more about this? The Two of Cups in reverse. Yeah, definitely. There's been a disconnect here, and this person's just wanting a reunion here with you. This is going to be unexpected. This is going to come back in. You're not going to expect this coming because you're in this high energy, right? You're ready to go play. You're ready to go have fun, go do whatever it is that you're doing. And this person, I guess, maybe can sense that in a way. We also have the Knight of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, this person is coming in. They may come in and actually let some of their guard down that they have been holding on to because you've left them out in the cold, or they have felt left out in the cold, and they definitely want to reconnect with you here. They know that there is unfinished business here. They may have rejected you in the past, or have been, you know, not giving to you the way that you were giving to them, but they've decided that they see the clarity here in this situation. They may want to come to you and kind of apologize, and they may have been procrastinating this for a very long time because they didn't see how they could invest in this connection here with you. There may have also been a lot of illusions that took place with that, and they've been trying to get a hold of all those illusions that have been taking place here, but this person is most definitely trying to, or thinking about, coming back in and having some kind of experience here with you. So how are you going to handle that? Let's look at that real quick, okay? I'm going to get some of these messages of love to see if we can get you some advice about this. I think this person is definitely coming into some kind of awakening or awareness to this connection that maybe they didn't see before. But you have the Ace of Cups, you have the Two of Cups, you have the Lovers, you have the Four of Wands. This person is definitely seeing something and wanting to come back in and let their guard down a little bit. And they're going to come in this Knight of Wands energy. This is very impulsive energy here. Healing. So whatever this person comes back in, this is the issue. There's an issue here that needs to be resolved, and it could be healing for you is what they're saying. We have intuition. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your inner guidance here. You already know how you should kind of handle this or deal with this. Mastery. You've learned the spiritual lesson. You already know how to move from here. I think that when they come back in, you may actually have a completely different conversation than maybe you've ever had with this person. I do feel like that whatever obstacles were there communicative wise for you on your part is not going to be an issue anymore. It's like you're going to know. You're going to listen to your intuition. You're going to know what you should do when this person comes in. Yeah, addiction. There's something here about this person that you don't know or don't understand. And this is something that needs to be explained to you, I feel. Not only because this person wants to explain this to you, but I feel like this is something that's going to be very healing for you. And I feel like this person's retreated for a long time because there's something about this relationship or this connection that may have been addicting or boundaries. Whether that's you or this person, there was boundaries that were set here. We also have apology here in friendship, and go slow because there's regrets here, okay? There's regrets here. Okay, so that didn't really go exactly the way that I thought. Let's get you some advice, okay? Overall advice, spirit advice. I'm going to get you some of these. These are new. These are these are called the Fairy Oracles. Yes, that's what they are. Okay. Okay, well, let's just take those. Let's just flew right out. Believe in magic. Wow, because you have magic up here, and now you have believe in magic. Open your eyes and see the magic that's all around you in nature. The fairy of the northern lights says you are part of nature, so you are magical too. So I think what they're kind of insinuating here also is that maybe you should do some grounding. Maybe you should reconnect, you know, and try to ground your energy, especially if this person's going to come back in, because I feel like this is, now that you've healed, this is kind of going to be a, and I don't really like, look at this, we have healing here as well, again. I don't really like saying this too terribly much, but this could be kind of like a test just to see where you are, how far you've come. So make sure and you know, remember all the things that you've learned healing-wise and how you deal with your emotions, because I do feel like that this is going to be, those emotions are going to come up and you're going to have to figure out, you know, how you kind of feel with this. This person actually could just be wanting to come back in, apologize, kind of explain what happened, and, you know, lead in more of a friendship type way, but go very slow. But let's read this healing here. Now is the time for you to give or receive healing. Everyone has a natural ability to heal others, and yes, even you. I do feel like that you do have like this energy because you went through this process, and it could be very beneficial if this person is somebody that can pick up on that, and you can help guide the situation in a better direction, okay? Use what you've learned here to help guide this situation to where it can have a positive outcome overall. Lean in anyway. Lean in anyway. Number 48. So it adds up to the number 12, which is also adds up to the number 3, which we keep talking about. So again, you know how far you've come, how far you have grown. Use that knowledge in this situation. Lean in anyways. So when you feel all those feelings come to the surface, don't be afraid to still lean in towards this person, express what you feel, okay? What they're wanting you to understand is to not be afraid to still express yourself. Okay, it's just going to be different when this person comes to you. You're going to feel different about it, but it's also going to, it's going to test you. It's going to test you. I think you've been away from this person for a while, and I think you know how you really feel. And I think that you feel really good because you've been away from them, and you've had to go through this process, and they may have been completely icing you out. You have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse here, but you're going to be put, with them. This could be at a celebration or something to that nature because of the 4 of Wands being here. But you need to just kind of remember to be authentic to who you are. No regrets, okay? If you feel something, you should probably say it, especially if you feel like you might not have another chance with this person. But remember what you've learned so far, how you've healed so far. Keep that, at the front of your brain so that when you have this conversation that you can have it in a way of, really understanding the situation and not being so far in your running away with your feelings, which I think is part of what maybe happened in the past. You're in a whole different place. You're in a whole different place from where you were. And I think this will be really healing for you if this is your case, if this happens to you. I think it will be really healing for you moving forward. And it could kind of, there's a kind of understanding here that I feel between the two of you. So some kind of understanding where it's more balanced, and then where you're capable of completely moving forward in the way that you want, whichever way that is. Okay. So let's see a postcard from Spirit so we can get some more advice here to close. Can I have a postcard for... Okay, good. I just literally like threw these in my face. Okay. Jeez. I guess I'm going to take this one. We'll save the other 2. Oh, no. We have to read this one. Oh, no way. Guys. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. This one says celebrate life. I think I've read it before. And these 2 both say with love. I have a feeling that this card right here is for you overall. And I think that these 2 cards right here are for you and this other person, okay? That's just a sense that I'm feeling. If you don't want to listen to this, y'all just fast forward. I'm going to do the initials as well. So this is like for you overall, okay? Dearest you, you have a unique purpose and destiny that only you can fulfill. But first you need to know that destiny isn't a destination. You don't arrive at some special place where poof, you're perfect and happy all the time. It's about establishing and firming up a commitment to a certain experience, whether, where did I go? Around. Whatever form that takes, your soul knows what you need to experience. Your destiny is to be present to all of the life's adventures, to discover your talents and full potential through allowing inspiration to lead you, and to risk standing apart from the crowd to listen to your soul. You are special as much as you are also, I cannot say this word, guys. Gosh dang it, this card's haunting me until I learn how to say this word. 𝒕𝒉𝒂𝒕. I just can't say it all at once. 𝒕𝒉𝒂𝒕. I'm not saying it right, but whatever. On with the world, individual, yet part of a great whole. Both truths have led you to this point where you are saying you are on the right track. Even if your ego self doesn't see that, listen to your soul, check in with spirit, keep going. Spirit loves you, life loves you, we love you. Yeah, I love that card. I do love that card. And you are on the right track. And when I said 999, you know, time to start a new journey, wrap up loose ends, and then we also saw those 2s here. I saw the 2 on the timer, which means you're in the right place at the right time. I feel like you're totally on the right track. You're listening to what you want. You're listening to your heart. You're listening to your intuition there, what it's telling you to keep listening to your intuition. So this is you and this other person. I don't know which is which. I feel like this is your other person. I feel like this is you. But it could be vice versa. So you're going to have to take what resonates. With love. Here we go. Sorry, guys. My cats are acting insane. Jeez. Dearest you, a rigid tree branch breaks under strong winds, yet flexible seaweed survives powerful ocean swells. Right now, we gently remind you that being flexible is a good choice when you're faced with life's challenges. Surrender your fixed ideas to Spirit, who knows what is in your highest good and can deliver to you what you need in an appropriate form. In this moment, rather than fighting or being too sure of your way working out, be a little looser and allow another outcome. Compromise can be the best way forward if you want to learn new ways of doing and seeing. Stay aware, curious, and teachable. Take life on life's terms. Your purpose may push you into direction not on your map. Let it. Be so flexible that no storm can uproot you. In the end, you will still be rooted in the world in abundance, and you will indeed experience the beauty that is yours. We love you so much. So I got some intuitive things when I was reading that, which just made it incredibly difficult. One of them is, this is kind of insinuating, if this is the situation between you and this other person, to kind of not keep yourself closed off. And we saw that here, lean in anyways. Even if you disagree with what's going on or what's being brought to the table, don't neglect it. Kind of lean in and listen as well. Also, you need to make sure that you're kind of leaving your mind open to this, you know? Be open to whatever this person kind of wants to say. They're talking about compromise here. It can be the best way forward. So I feel like what they're kind of insinuating is that kind of compromise with this person if you're wanting to stay connected with them in some kind of way, or understand them even where they are, you know. Don't let go in this because you have grown so much. Don't go into this thinking that you know everything, because there's definitely some stuff here that I think you don't know that's going to come to the surface. Don't overanalyze everything that this person's saying in a way to where you feel like they're not sitting there, not looking at it in the right way, or they're not seeing it in the right way. This person's not you, okay? This person may not see things the way that you do. That's where the compromise comes in, okay? They're asking you just to be open to that. Okay, so let's read this one. And I guess this one would be your person. If that one talks about, I feel like this is you definitely, but this could also be for your person, you know. With love. Dearest you, did you know that when you stop fighting and accept everything exactly as it is right now, miracles start to happen? There is a freedom in that kind of radical acceptance. Let go of the unrealistic expectations and see what they really are, not how you would like them to be. You'll be surprised at how everything seems to fall into place. When you refuse to accept things, life gets messy. You act messy. and your world stays in chaos, tension, and disarray. But don't try to force a change or manipulate circumstances. Instead, learn about what is in front of you and face it with your eyes fully open. Then you can decide, stay or go, sink or swim, move or stay still. Acceptance is the key to freedom and open the door to the real opportunities waiting to be discovered. Set yourself and others free. Wow. Loving you so much, always and forever. So this is like this person taking this opportunity here, kind of like putting fear to the side. And like I said, they've been going through a lot of, I feel like, chaos and stuff in their situation. That's in this. And plus also it talks about this, keep your eyes fully open. And the card that first popped out that reminded me of this other person here is this card right here that I told you looked like an eye, and this person's like watching you. So this, I feel like, definitely is meant for your person here. Okay. It's taking them a lot of courage to get to this opportunity, to take this opportunity at hand if they stay in the energy they are, you know, because there's a chance they could back out of this, guys. It's taking them a lot of time to get to that point. So be aware of that going into this, okay? Be aware of the, you know, how much this is taking them to get to this point. Okay, so let's get some initials and then we'll close. And I'll have to go put my kids to bed. Okay, so we have ZJUHNR EP reap. So this person could be reaping what they sow. I hate to say that. I don't like saying that. But in some way they could be reaping what they, so if they abandon you, they may feel abandoned by you now, you know, like they're feeling it in a different way now. I don't feel like you neglected this person or anything. I just feel like you got to a point to where you kind of you're taking up for yourself, or you're taking your own direction here, and you've had to heal from it. We also have the, we have HNREPDU. The heart, we have a number 2 and 6 here. We have OIVA and E. So y'all look at these, and if there's anything that like pops out to you, then could you please put it in the description box for somebody else. And then also, number 2, the number 2 is about those decisions, you know, and this person may be making a decision to come to you, but this is also about you. This reading is about you. Let's not forget that. This reading is about you and the growth that you've had, the self-improvement that you've made, how far you've come, and where you are now, and this high energy that you're in now, wanting a new beginning. You know, this is about you. And I feel like, you know, the 2 is about you taking on responsibilities for yourself. I think it's about you standing strong and stable in your own self-worth, you know, that sense of self-worth, and making good decisions for yourself. And you have made a good decision for yourself, and finding balance within yourself. You know, the number 2 is the number of balance. Then we also have the number 6 or the number 9, because we talked about that a lot. So the number 6 is about finding that harmonious place within yourself, right? It's about healing. It's the number of healing. It's also the 6th house, which talks about taking responsibilities and having self-improvement there. All that falls into line. But the number 9, now the number 9 might be where I'm getting that more high intense energy, that Sagittarius energy, so fire there. But it also talks about there being like, you know, you having like a higher perspective or a higher mental understanding of your life and the journey ahead and what's going on ahead of you. You know, we have that expansion here, and that is so 9th house energy, expanding your mind. And this is, I feel like, where you are and what you want. Okay, so I'm going to hold these up and I'm going to end the reading, guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope this resonated and made sense for you. Hope it helps you moving forward in some kind of way. Yeah. If you want a personal reading from me, my information for that is down below in the description box. And that's all I have. Thanks so much for your kindness and your support and being here and listening. And I hope to see you again soon, guys. Thanks. Bye. Hey, pile 2. So, pile 2, if you chose the amethyst crystal and the guided hand tarot, then this will be your reading. So let me clear out this space real quick from pile 1. And it's the only thing I haven't done here. We'll get started. So we're going to take a look. I'm going to get some oracles first. And we're going to take a look and see what your energy is currently with the oracle cards. And then we'll take tarot and look to see what energies are coming towards you, or what is the energy going to be like here in the near future, okay? So first we're going to get some of these sacred forest oracles, and then we'll also get some of the Queen of the Moon oracles as well. Okay, so this is the energy pile 2 that you are in currently, okay? Well, that came right out. We have prosperity, bee spirit, number 5. So you're in the middle of some kind of change here in your life. Some of you actually, for a few of you, you actually may have recently got an engagement proposal or some sort. I don't think that's going to be very many of you, but I do feel like that somebody out there just got, yeah, definitely. Somebody out there I feel like just got engaged. I'm seeing the ring here that she's holding with the bee on the bee, which is, you know, like kind of like a new beginning there. Number 5 is about change. And then also here, this reminds me of the 4 of Wands right here, which is the card of union, you know, marriage. So I do feel like that maybe for some of you, maybe she just got engaged or just got, something's there with a committed relationship in some sort of way. For others of you, I just feel like this is just going to be a change that's taking place in your life, a new beginning that you feel like maybe you have some kind of new positive direction here that you're moving into. You may have become recently enlightened about a situation that's possibly been holding you back in some way, or maybe somebody's just recently reached out to you in some kind of way, or you maybe just now talking to someone, you know what I mean? Like starting a new relationship in some way. This is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like a good energy here of you moving forward. This could even be someone here that you've already been connected with, but you're having like a renewal with that person. Like someone that maybe you are in a relationship with, but maybe you kind of had kind of a down point in the relationship, but now you're reaching a point to where the two of you are coming back together. Like you're having a good feeling here about the two of you. It's like a renewal, if you will. So there's a couple of different scenarios that I'm seeing. I'm going to get one more card actually. We also have the number 19 here. Okay, well, 2 wanted to come out at one time, so let's see what we have. Activation. This is, again, that reminds me of the 4 of Wands. This card, it's the number 36. 36 might be your age or be significant to you in some kind of way. 19 as well. Spirit guardian of the spring. We also have Raven spirit, truth, the number 32. Activation, truth. For some of you, I feel like there's some kind of truth that has come out in your relationship or in this connection that you have with this other person. I feel this new person, if that's what it is, some kind of truth. So if this is a new connection, it could be this person telling you that they really have feelings for you. If this is someone from your past, same scenario here. If this is a proposal, of course, you know, that's obviously the activation that's taking place there. But there's some kind of information that you're becoming aware of, okay, is what I'm trying to say. And I feel like this is a truth that's coming out that maybe you didn't see before, or you may possibly have been waiting on. For some of you, I felt like you intuitively have known that this is going to be something's coming towards you for a while now. You've kind of like been waiting for this to take place. You could be coming from feeling very lonely or feeling like you didn't know if you're ever going to be with someone. Or if this connection, this is something that you already were in, a relationship, then you never thought that you and this person could get back to the point that you're at now. But there's like a renewal here, okay? I'm feeling like a fresh, renewed energy, whichever scenario is yours. But it's definitely coming from a place of where you didn't feel that you would ever get to this point, and you're there. And it's like you're trying to enjoy it while you have it, because you kind of, the truth of the reality of this is that you're accepting the fact that there's a chance that this energy might not just stay forever. You're gonna, obviously experience up and downs when it comes to relationships, and you're wanting to, you acknowledge that, you're enlightened with that information, and you're wanting to stay on this high right now, right? You're wanting to stay in this activative energy that you're feeling. If this is something that hasn't happened yet, I feel like this is gonna happen for you right around the corner, okay? But this is the energy that I see. And this is maybe something, like I said, if it hasn't happened yet, it's something that you feel like intuitively, like something's building, you can feel that energy build up. So I feel like something's coming. I feel like something's going to happen. I feel like something is going to be laid upon me. It's that kind of feeling there. And it's some kind of truth. I hope I'm not... I hope I'm not telling you somebody's going to propose to you or something like that. So don't run with that too far, you know what I mean? If that's the case, I mean, it could be for some of you though, if you've been sensing that, if you've been feeling that way. I don't want to deny y'all of that. I mean, we have 5 here, prosperity and truth. So, I mean, these two are obviously connected to one another. This also, 36 adds up to 9, and we have 9 here as well. So there's an intensity here. Something is changing in your surroundings, in your love life. Let's see what else. Well, that flew right out. Did you see the way? Growth, yeah. Number 5, no kidding. No kidding. That's what I'm talking about. And, she's holding a watch here. She's sitting on an egg, and she's a tree. So those roots are being planted. New roots are being planted here. For a different foundation. Like it hasn't fully hatched yet, but you're planning that, you're holding on to it. You're grounded into this new beginning and experiencing this growth and this change here. Woo, these cards are flying. Release, the number 27, which is the number 9, if you add it together again. That's so crazy. So we literally have 555 out. So that's the number of that's the huge, tower moment there, if you will. It's the huge changes are ahead, and the universe is kind of working with you. This could be a manifestation. This could be something that you've been manifesting for a while, that's coming into fruition finally for you. And also the number 9. So we have, 9 9s out here as well. So that means that it's time to start a new journey and then wrap up, whatever was your past, and let go of that and have this change take place. We also have pleasure on the back of the deck, and it is the number 18, which adds up to 9 again. So I'm going to go ahead and take that as well. And I do feel like this is like something that we have fear here under that tried to come out with it. So maybe fear has been holding you back from fully being able to get to this point. And I think that you've kind of let go of that. I think that that's the change that needed to be made there for this manifestation to take place, whatever it is that you've been trying to gain here, reach, work with, grow, evolve, all of what I'm seeing here, guys. You're in a really good place, I feel. You are. And with this release, you're at this point to where, you're holding on tight to this new beginning that you're experiencing, and you're kind of in this process, and these two cards are so similar, the way that she's acting here. You're in this process of releasing your past energy, the roots that have died there, and making that transition, that change, because this is also the number 5 if you reduce it down. So making that change and leaving that behind so that you can experience the pleasures to come. This is a process that you've been through here. Okay, so let's get into your tarot and see what we can see here. I'm going to move this up. Definitely there's someone here that has if they haven't came in yet, they're very close to coming in, okay? Okay. Okay, so let's get into tarot and see what else comes up. This is going to be kind of more the energy that is coming towards you here. Now, I haven't felt anything real, you know, more on the downside here. I feel like you're kind of moving in a good direction. Okay, so, woo, okay, that wanted to come out. Temperance, yeah, you're in balance. You have, I feel like you've really balanced yourself out here and found this place, found this good place that you're in. I like this place that you're in. Pile 1 had really good energy too as well. So this is the, what is this? This is the, I know it, I just won't come out of my mouth. The 7 of Wands in reverse. So this is so weird, but pile 1 may have a message there for you, because I was feeling that before this card came out, and then after it came out, I felt it even more, because pile 1 was learning to kind of let go of some of their boundaries and starting new. And it's like, this is like a continuation of that. It's like a continuation of pile 1. For some of you maybe. Okay, so the 7 of Wands is you know, is feeling like you're in a place to where you finally feel like you can let your guard down. You finally feel like there's not a challenge in front of you right now. And it's like up here when I said you're feeling activated to that now, and you don't know how long it's going to last, and you want to enjoy it while you feel it, while you feel in balance. Especially if you've been learning to heal and go through all that, and you're at a place where you feel really good, because you know you're constantly healing. We're constantly healing. And because we're constantly healing, we always are, you know, obviously aware that something else is going to come up for us to heal in the future. I mean, it's just, it makes sense. We live. You know, we can't live our lives and expect nothing ever to happen to us again. But being more prepared and more capable of taking advantage of the situation and seeing the, you know, the healing aspect out of it, instead of just having all those other emotions, like, you know, debilitate you. You're able to take care of them and address them and go through that process. You just learn and grow and evolve more and more. But I feel like you're to the point to where now you're understanding that, and you know that things are going to happen somewhere in the future, but right now you just feel in balance, you feel empowered, you feel in a good place, and you're enjoying what is on the table for you, you know, what this manifestation that you finally have it's finally come to, and you're just wanting to enjoy that space that you're in. Now you have the 2 of Pentacles here in reverse. This is a card of you being kind of, I feel like you don't want to overcommit yourself into this situation, which may be a little bit of keeping you from really fully being able to enjoy it while you have it. And I think you're aware of that, though. I don't think this is something that's like, you're like, this is no shocker to you. I feel like you kind of are aware of that. You're like telling yourself, okay, but be real careful here, you know, like make sure you look for the red flags and all this kind of stuff. You feel yourself kind of like starting to indulge in that spot, and you pull yourself out of it, and you're like, no, I'm in the here and now. I'm going to enjoy this while I have it. That kind of space. Yeah, I feel like you're evolved. I feel like you know what you're doing here. We have the 10 of Cups. Yes, exactly. The 10 of Cups. I love it. This is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm feeling for you. This happiness, this fulfillment that you feel right now is a good place, and it's where you want to be right now. And you just want to enjoy it while you have it. Yeah, the 3 of Swords right next to it. Yeah. See, you know what's going on here. You know what's going on here. It's like when you connect with somebody, or you have that that happiest point. You know, you get to that point in your journey, in your life, when you're like, oh my gosh, I'm like so incredibly happy right now. Like the way things are coming together at this point right now, I'm enjoying this so much, and I definitely don't want anything to happen to this, but I know that at some point, you know, nothing ever stays the same. It just doesn't. Life just doesn't stay the same. It's supposed to be that way. And you're trying to not focus on that. This is so backwards energy because you have the Ten of Cups right next to the Three of Swords. So you're really trying to not overcommit to the way that you're feeling right now. But what you need to really focus on, and I think, like I said, you're already kind of aware of this, is try to just stay in this good energy and not focus on that Three of Swords too much, because it's not, you know, it takes away from the joy. It takes away from the happiness. It takes away from feeling the goodness that's at your table, at your door right now, you know? So what's Temperance here for? Can I clarify Temperance, please? The Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords. This is your truth. This is your truth right now, and this is what you want to kind of, this is what you're acknowledging in this moment is, I'm in balance right now. This is what your truth is in this moment in time, is that you're trying to think about this in a logical way. You're using everything that you've learned, and you're playing that out in your mind. You know, keeping yourself from fearing the future, having anxiety. The Page of Wands. You're inspired to kind of take your guard down. You're inspired to take your guard down and enjoy this energy that you feel right now. You know, you're in a good place. You're in a really good place, and you're handling it really well. Like these anxieties that come up inside of you, of fear of this being taken away and having heartbreak here, you're handling that well. With the Two of Pentacles here in reverse. Nope. On the floor, guys, we have the Four of Swords. It's like you're trying to, like, you're telling yourself, okay, don't overcommit, you know, make sure that you're flexible here. Don't try to be inflexible about the outcome. Don't try to set yourself up for failure. Don't try to have unrealistic expectations of this. You know, you're just, I just feel like you're like coaching yourself, right? You're like coaching yourself the whole way. Like, just feel the happiness. Just feel the happiness. Just be in this joyful moment, you know? It's actually kind of funny. You're being your own cheerleader. Why is the Ten of Cups here? Okay. Strength in reverse. And I have to say, you guys, pile 1 had this same card in the same exact spot, except their strength, even though it said strength in that deck, was actually justice, but it said strength and it had the tiger on here. So it did have a tiger too. Normally it's a lion, but here it's a tiger, and I think in pile 1 it was a tiger. So pile 1 might have some messages for you. You know, I have to say again, I do feel like this is a continuation of pile 1. So this is like one of those general readings where you go to pile 1 one day, and then like a week or so later you go back and you read pile 2 and it fits. You know, that kind of thing, like a, you know, the future energy. So I do feel like you're really trying. You know, you're really trying hard to stay on that train of just being in the moment and feeling the joy that you feel. But there's a little bit of you that, because you're trying to not think about it so much, you are kind of thinking about it a little bit. Does that make sense? Because you're trying to not doubt it, you are kind of doubting it a little bit. And it's keeping you from being able to be completely like vulnerable to the experience. So I think what they're kind of insinuating here is to go back to this, what you know, and what you know is that you are in balance. You're in the right place. And that's what you kind of need to keep telling yourself. Don't worry about dreaming about expectations. Don't worry about what desires that you're having that you want to be fulfilled, or the moment, or what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day or whatever. Just, they're asking you to just only feel like that feeling of euphoria, you know, that feeling of happiness that you're in this moment in time. Just enjoy it. And the only way that you know how to do that is to remember that you're in the place that you're supposed to be in this moment in time, and that's all you know. I know that sounds so strange, and I know that's easier said than done. Why is it a Three of Swords here? We'll get some more advice about that, because I think that's the only thing that you're struggling with. Yeah, you have the Sun in reverse. You're so afraid of this. This is a very off energy from everything else that I'm seeing. This right here is a fear, okay? This is this fear that you have. The bottom of the deck, you have the Nine of Swords in reverse. Is that the 9? Yes, Nine of Swords in reverse. So I think what this is kind of saying here is that this is the light at the end of the tunnel for you, okay? This is you getting over all those issues from before. This is the light here. This is that stress reliever that you've been desiring and asking for and manifesting, and it's right here for you. So do it justice and be in this moment. Experience this moment. Experience this high that you feel, and this happiness and this, you know, emotional fulfillment and spiritual fulfillment, and try not to overthink it so much, because you don't want to end up in this energy. So I'm going to get a card for that. Can you get a card, please, for the Three of Swords and the Sun in reverse? Wisdom. Knowledge gained through experiences or from a wise counselor. If you need to get help with this part of it, to understand how to deal with that, or kind of do some research there, that might help. But the other thing that I'm getting here, like having a higher knowledge of how to kind of be in the moment, you know. The other thing that I'm just kind of getting here is that to revert back to what you know, already know. And I think that you're trying to do that anyways. But kind of sometimes we have to freshen up our brain a little bit, you know, like, okay, I remember learning this, but how did I deal with that when that came up? You know, that kind of thing. Let me see if I can get anything else. The Sun is, and I don't think I even mentioned this. I think it came out and then I went right on to something else, didn't I? I'm sorry. The Sun is, it normally is like the most positive card in the deck. But when it comes out in reverse, it's kind of a card of being insecure in a way, you know? It's like being worried. It's about being worried. Being afraid that you have unrealistic beliefs in what's going to happen here, and that's just causing you pain. Really, in the back of your mind, I think that's what it is. I think that you are second guessing yourself and you're saying, but what if this doesn't work out? But what if this goes bad? And when you do that, you start to re-put some walls back up that maybe you had let down. And fear starts to get in the way. Fear starts to creep in on you. It happens. That's how fear is. It's creepy. It's creepy. It'll sneak right up on you, that sucker. And before you know, you're like, why am I having all these thoughts? And it's because fear is in there. You let it come in. Let's see what else. Any other advice you have here for this spirit? Any more advice? Passions. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to fail. Follow what makes your heart happy. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Don't be afraid of this failing, because you know that you went through lessons of failure for reasons. And if it does fail, be in that acceptance mode of, you know what? There's a chance this might not work out. And if it doesn't work out, then I was meant to be through this too, for whatever reason. I'm here and I'm meant to be here in this place that I am here and now. So I might as well enjoy it while I can, regardless of what takes place. That's the wisdom that you need to carry with you. That's the knowing that you need to carry with you. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to fail. That's how you block fear out. Knowing that fear is there, but just doing it anyways, you know? Okay, I'm going to get some overall advice with these now, just to see what else comes out. We have strength again, determination, perseverance, self-discovery. Remember how strong you are. Remember how far you've came. We have boundaries again. Know when to put up and let down those walls. Be very careful about you know, placing those walls back up. You feel inspired to kind of take them down. If you're feeling like you're able to be a little vulnerable, then kind of start to let some of those walls down. Guys, that's very similar to pile 1, I just have to say. I know I keep repeating it, but it is. Anything else, Spirit? Okay, happiness. Yeah, new discoveries that lead to celebrations. Love yourself first. New discoveries that lead to celebrations. Yeah. And I do feel like this is something to celebrate. The happiness that you're in right now is something that you need to be celebrating. Balance. Yes. Yes. You have found that balance. You're in that, you know, that place. In fear. Look at that. Look at that. And it's, pay attention. Look out for the red flags. Look out for the red flags. This is exactly on top of all this and what I was talking about. Don't let fear get in the way of you being able to feel this happiness here. Be strong. You know where your boundaries are. You know when you can let those boundaries down and keep them up. You know this. You already know this. You're in balance here. So just enjoy where you are. Just enjoy where you are when this is taking place here, okay? So I'm going to get some of these are new. They're called the Fairy Oracles. Okay, so 2 came out. Go outside and precious time. Yes! Precious time. We also have lost and found at the bottom of the deck. It says, what was once lost, it's about to be found. Thanks to the lost and found fairy. Sometimes she can help us find things we never even realized we lost. Okay, so that time one is so funny to me. Let's read this. Go outside. It's time to go outside. Tune into the powerful peace of nature wherever you are and feel at one with the habitat. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm talking about all this stuff that's going on. Something that I think that will help you to kind of, you know, face that fear there is to ground yourself in the here and now. To ground yourself in where you are and knowing and accepting that you're there for a purpose. So I think that will help if you maybe do some grounding. Precious time. And in meditations too, to kind of just bring you back to center, you know, to make sure that you keep yourself in balance. Because if you start to lean into fear too much, you'll totally throw yourself off balance here. And this could go in a completely different direction, I feel. You know, you just be aware of that. I feel like I'm kind of telling you things you already know. I'm just kind of reaffirming things that you maybe have forgotten or haven't focused on too much. Okay, precious time. The Fairy of Time wants you to experience every moment fully. This couldn't have been a better card, huh? And to make the most of your precious time, be mindful not to waste others' time either. Well, there you go. I mean, this is kind of insinuating when we have this one here that had the clock. I told you she was holding on to the clock there. Obviously, to make the fullest of the time that you have, and also remember that you don't know when that other person, how long they're going to be around either. So to make sure that you are, you know, keep that in mind. You know, be mindful not to waste someone else's time focusing on the negative. This is kind of insinuating here they're giving you kind of an opportunity here to enjoy this, to do the best with it, and not sabotage it. Don't sabotage it. I think that's what they're kind of insinuating here, is to not sabotage it. I don't know why, but I feel called to grab some of these. I didn't do this for pile 1, so y'all don't tell them. If you're coming from pile 1, I'm sorry. I didn't feel called in y'all's pile, but I feel called now. So I'm also going to get a postcard from Spirit, and then we'll get some initials to close. Courage. Courage. Aquamarine may be significant. You maybe help you if you are into crystals, the power of crystals or energy of crystals. Aquamarine may help bring courage to you. We have 2 strength cards here, so if you feel like and that's the one thing that you had Amethyst as well, and listen to your intuition here. This is, and y'all have the amethyst. That's so cool. Also, listen to your, the Strength card came up here with the 10 of Cups, and the Strength is in reverse here, and then it comes up here telling you to remind you of strength. You have courage here now. Remember how strong you are. Remember how far you've came. You have all the tools that you need, you know, to move forward. Don't let fear get in the way. Okay, so I think that's kind of what all needed to come out there. I've never seen this one. This is says crown, connected and elevated. This is what you need to remember. When you start feeling that fear come into play, wisdom is also insinuating to connect with your guides, connect with spirit, connect with, you know, whoever it is that you connect with. You need to really step into that energy, because you know what to do. You know where to go for advice, your intuition. But you're connected. You're elevated. We also have first quarter moon here. Open doorways to possibilities. So this manifestation may happen around the first quarter moon. Okay? Okay, so let's get a postcard from Spirit. We'll get some initials and we'll close. This was a pretty good reading, I feel like. Nothing too crazy. I feel like you're pretty involved. I feel like you're in the right place. I feel like you know what to do. Sometimes we just need to be reminded. You know what I mean? Well, that flipped right over. Okay, we'll read that one. It says, you are not alone. This is again a reminder of this energy to connect with your spirit guides. Dear, dear you, it might be hard to believe you'll ever get to where you want to go. Feel the way you want to feel and find peace and security, but you can. There's lots to celebrate in this life. But first, you need to let go of this attachment to achieving certain results. This is those unrealistic expectations that you're afraid of. It is easy to get caught in the endless loop of wanting this or that so that you can feel safe. The only way out is to surrender the attachment. Empty yourself so that you can be filled with something new. The compulsion will be lifted and peace will come. Trust that something better waits, that something new will open up, and that you will see new opportunities for fulfillment. The truth is, the truth is, whenever you get into the loop, what you are really looking for is spirit. That connection is where the power is. Connection and elevated. Connected and elevated. What you are really looking for is spirit. That connection is where the power is. The peace and the purpose lies. Everything else follows after that. Give yourself a hug. We've got you. Loving you so, so much. Wow. That's awesome, guys. That's awesome. That was like, wow. I feel so lightheaded right now. That's like a complete, like, and we have the crown chakra here. That's like a complete message straight from spirit. You know what I mean? Like, this, don't let fear get in the way of this. You own this. You manifested this. You deserve this. You've came a long way. Own it. Don't let those expectations get in the way. Don't let a certain attachment get in the way. Just feel the energies that you're feeling. Get in the here and now. And when you need advice, they're there. You're already connected. Okay. Well, y'all didn't get as much, but we're going to leave it. So we have RIAAFOU heart X, another I, and a hashtag. I'm actually gonna, I said I wasn't, but I want to get some more because that's not very many. It's not. What are you going to spell with that, really? So we have another X, of course, and an F, another F. We have a G, a D, W or M, N, A, T. Okay, guys, I'm going to hold this up so y'all can see them. If y'all see something here other than initials or whatever that is, could you write it in the description box, please? And thank you so much. Maybe somebody else needs to see it. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope that this resonated. I hope it made sense. I hope it helps moving forward. And yeah, that's all I have. If y'all want a personal reading from me, my information for that is down below in the description box. And thanks so much for being here, your kindness and your support, guys. I appreciate everybody, y'all, and hope to see you again soon. Thanks. Bye. Hey, pile 3. So pile 3, we're going to take a look and see what's going on in your love life. What is it that you need to know about? Or maybe that Spirit's just wanting to talk to you about, just kind of like an energy check-in, where you are, what you need to know, just, and possibly what's coming towards you even. Okay, so if you chose the Fountain Tarot, I just went blank for a minute, and then this is a piece of Desert Rose. I'm going to put this over here, right there. We're going to put the tarot to the side. We're first going to get some of these oracles here. I'm going to start with the Sacred Forest oracles. And this is going to take us to where you are currently, okay? And then we're going to also get some of the moon, Goddess of the Moon oracles. Queen of the Moon oracles. It's getting late. I'm tired. Queen of the Moon oracles. And then those are going to kind of give us some more in-depth about, you know, just whatever Spirit's wanting you to maybe see that you aren't seeing, okay? Okay, pile 3. Where's pile 3 currently in their love life, Spirit? Where's pile 3? Energy check in with pile 3 in their love life. Okay. So we have Dragonfly Spirit, change, number 12. Ooh, this change has been a long time coming, I feel. Long time coming. I think you're also possibly struggling with balancing 2 different areas of your life. This could be work and love, or this could be family and love. Where kind of you want to be here. We also have Rainbow Waterfall. Miracles, number 31. This energy on this card right here is pretty heavy. You wouldn't think that. You would think that it would be like a harmonious type of energy to it, but I'm not getting that with the miracles here for you guys. I'm getting it more of a real heavy feeling. You could be actually waiting on a miracle, and this could have to do with something to do with your foundations. I'm almost getting a sense here that you're someone that kind of would like to lean more towards trying to figure out a balance in your life, but you may be at a spot pertaining to love where you're starting to get bugged down, you know what I mean? You're starting to get to a place to where you feel like you can't really have love in your life until you have this solid foundation. And you feel like at this point, or wherever you are, it would be a miracle if that even happens. So you don't feel like you're anywhere where you actually really would like to be in your life in general. So you're at a position to where you don't even know how love is going to be a part of that right now. Yeah, and you're desperate for this change. And I think that you have been wanting a change for a long time. Like this change has been coming for a long time. And you have grown, you know, but I think that you've also grown a lot from where you are currently. You've grown out of that phase that you've been in, and you want to kind of move somewhere else here. You desperately want to have that new beginning. It's like that it's just, you know, you have that feeling in you where you're like, I just want to get out of this so bad. You know, it's like they're giving me it's like a crab that's outgrown his shell, you know, and he still hasn't quite found that shell, that new place, that new foundation, that new home. And it's like a crab that's kind of grown out of it. And you know how they kind of like look around trying to find their new home there. It's kind of like where you are. And you feel overwhelmed by this to the point to where you're starting to think, is this ever going to happen? Am I ever going to get to a place to where I can actually open myself up to love here? There may be a lot of also emotion that goes into that you're having a hard time dealing with. And these might be like waterworks that don't show up until like you're by yourself at night. These two waterfalls here aren't getting by me, not one bit. Now, a reason I say it in that way is because I feel like that you are someone that lets a lot of people not see that part of you. You know, that there's kind of a desperate energy there that you feel like you have to kind of mask so other people won't see that, and it doesn't come from a place of being ashamed of any sort. It comes from a place of not wanting the other people that are around you to feel bad about where you feel like you are and where you wish you could be. You want the people around you, this could be family that is around you, that you don't want to, you know, upset in any kind of way, knowing that you aren't at the place that you feel like you're as happy as you could be. And it may be because you're around family a lot, and that's a lot of what is your foundation right now. And so seeing your way out of that, you feel like that's kind of an insult to a way, you know, if you aren't happy being in that place. You know what I mean? It's like when you share a house with somebody and they're like, you're not happy with us? You know what I mean? Like, you don't like living with me, you know, that kind of thing. And it's kind of like, you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but you feel stuck though in the same place. And that could be literal for some of you guys. That could actually mean that you are in a home with someone in that literal sense. This could also just mean these people are just people that are around you on a daily basis. And if you make this change here that you're wishing or wanting to grow from, you know, this change, take this direction, that you're going to be leaving them behind in some kind of way, and you don't want them to feel like you're wanting to leave them behind. It's coming from a place, but you're not really focused on your own happiness here, even though that's what you want desperately. It's like you put that to the back burner. There's a lot of self-doubt I'm feeling out of this stuff, and a lot of want for transformation. So your love life, guys, because this is what we're supposed to be talking about here, is kind of, I feel like, just a small piece of where you are right now, because you have such a big thing that's kind of keeping you from being able to kind of move forward. And how are you going to put love in the mix of that? You know, that's just another part, like a whole nother obstacle that you're looking at it because you miss that feeling, but you don't know how you could focus on that with all this other stuff that you're feeling behind it. I don't know why I got another card. I was actually going to get a different deck, but this says healing on it, and it's number 4. And the pair that's on there, and plus the girl there could be that's a heavy energy. That's a sad kind of heartbreaking kind of energy right in the middle of my chest. There could be someone that you felt like was a warm person for you, like a warm place for you, and that was like a solid foundation. And I think that you may have lost this person some way, shape, or form. And I feel like there's some healing that needs to be done in that situation. This could be someone that was very motherly towards you, okay? That really made you feel warm even when you were in a hard or tough situation. You know, you had that strong person that was there to nurture you through it. I think that's something that you may be missing that here. You may also have felt like this person was someone that was brave for you. I know that's kind of a weird thing to say. It's like I get the weirdest stuff in my head, I swear. I just had an image of someone in a coach, like pulling a kid to the side that's struggling and like pepping them up, you know. It's just like, it's just really gassing them up, you know, telling them how good they are and how they can find the courage to move forward. And I just feel like that's like somebody in your life that you had, that I think that some part of it, you may have, something happened there. I think it may be a little different for everybody, and that person may be a little different for everybody who that is in your life. But I feel like this is somebody that, because we are talking about a general reading here, this is definitely somebody that was in your life for a purpose that you feel, and they definitely helped you to find your own inner courage. But because you are where you are, I think that's why this is coming up here, coming to the surface here, because you're recognizing how you wish you had that person in this moment to help you see the miracles for possibilities, instead of seeing it as something that's, you know, that self-doubt creep into there, like maybe something that's just not going to happen for you. And this person was helpful in that way, and I think that's why they're coming up now here for healing for you. There's some kind of lessons associated around that situation, okay? And that's why it's coming up here for you while this is going on. Okay, let's see what Queen of the Moon has to say. We have the number 3. Realization. Realization. Did I not just say that I think that you realize some things here? And oddly enough, this is the number 3. The number 3 is actually the Empress in Tarot, which is the same energy I was getting from this card here. So the Empress is that divine feminine energy, but she's also a, you know, she's somebody that really embraced growth. You know, she's very powerful in who she is, and she really embraces growth, and that may be how you saw this person, you know. And this here is also the number 4, which is the Emperor in Tarot. So we have the Empress and the Emperor here, and I feel like that's kind of insinuating is again, that person, because there's a lady here with the bear. So that person here, which is, I think, the Empress energy. Oh, sorry, I meant to say earlier, a panther may be significant here for someone, because I'm seeing it, for some reason, I'm visualizing that in this dragonfly's wings. But that's beside the point. That's beside the point. I feel like this Empress here is got her hand on the bear, like almost guiding the bear, like what we talked about. So even though you're wanting to, I feel like, become like this Emperor energy, this leader and, you know, stable energy here, secure energy here. Before, I think you felt like someone was helping you in that situation, helping lead you or guide you. And I think that that person is kind of, you have this, oh, I could get that out, this realization now, you know, that you're by yourself here. And that key, that, you know, the world looks so big to you right now. What all you want to accomplish, that's why it's a miracle. You know, it's a miracle if that's going to happen, because you see it as being so big. The world here, whatever that is, this could be even an obstacle, you know, to overcome, or many obstacles to overcome to get to where you want. That's why you're having such a hard time looking on love, focusing on love, because of that, how big you see whatever's in front of you at this moment. I have a lot of threes here, guys. I have 12, 31, and the card 3 here. So threes to me, I mean, well, 3 is about creativity, but 3 is actually about, you know, it's the 3rd house. Let's think about that. So the 3rd house, family, communication, your conscious mind, you know, and thinking of things logically, you know, intellectually. It's like it's the 333 itself is where you're aligning every part of you, you know, your body, mind, and spirit. And you're trying to get to a place to where, or you need to get to a place to where you're not neglecting one thing for another, but coming into that harmonious, balanced place, you know? What else? Like, that's what you desire. That's what you really desire, is that harmonious place inside of you to where you just feel at ease. And you're not there right now. Right now, you see everything as such a big obstacle. We have faith here. This is the number 31. It's right below. Guys, I think one of the other piles, it might have been the last pile I did, had 25 and 25 in the middle. And here you have 31 and 31 in the middle. How crazy is that? And then we also have patience, number 36. Patience, number 36. I feel like such a, and we have new beginnings at the bottom. I'm going to take that. I'm going to read that as well, okay? These cards, like, and this is so much, for this faith here, and it's the number 31, but adds up to 4. And again, Emperor, Empress energy here. This looks like the Empress to me, of course, because she's holding herself like she's pregnant, and the Empress is the creator of Earth, creator of life, you know, and that's what she's doing here. She's creating life, but it looks like an Earth, you know. So again, that same energy, it keeps coming back up here. And it's faith here. So I feel like faith may be significant here to somebody, just the word faith, but could be a name even. But I also feel like there's a lot of emotion that's built up into this person here. A lot of emotion that's built up into this person that needs healing. But you're not focused on it right now. You're not focused on that at all right now, actually. You just might be starting a new journey, you know, really. Because, I mean, we also have, and look at that, yeah. Wow, okay. This is the number 21, which reminds me of the Ten of Wands, actually. This is the number 2. We have the number 12, 3, 30, 31, 31, 4, 36. These are all really like lower numbers, and it's just making me feel as if you're really like stepping out new. I mean, I know we have beginnings here, but see again, and I'm getting this feeling of, I think that this person that was in your life, whoever that was, if you're connected to that person, have a connection with that person, and that person you feel as if kind of has left you in the cold of some way, shape, or form, whether it's, you know, not that there's blame or anything there, whatever it is. It could have been you that did this, or feel like both ways. But that person, I feel like you're learning how to kind of grow, that you have to grow on your own, or you have to grow. This is one of your growing steps, you know, is to take whatever you learned with that person and continue to move forward. And I think that you're having a really hard time at doing this. There's a lot of faith here that this person or this connection or whatever it is will come back around, I feel like, at some point for you in a harmonious way. But I think what this is insinuating right now is that faith with what this person kind of helped you to learn. And that's where that courage is coming from. And that's what you need to focus on. What you learned from that connection. And the faith that you learned. Faith in life itself. You know, that life can be what you want it to be. That you can have those new opportunities, or to take new opportunities, but to embrace your growth within. I think that's the main thing here. And that has a lot to do with healing. There's 3 cards out here that have entryways, right? And, you know, with this one here, it's like you feel like this is a heavy load. You know, you going on this path here. Having this change in your life here. But you haven't made it through that doorway yet. You know, you haven't made through the keyhole, the tunnel, or the door. You haven't made it through there yet, but you're looking. You're looking. Now, she's standing here, and this girl's standing here at the edge with her hands behind her back, waiting patiently. This makes you really nervous, I feel like, to kind of step out into the unknown. And you're trying to find that faith. You know, you're trying to find that faith. This could also be a spiritual aspect to this, guys. If you feel like you're in a situation where you've gone through like a spiritual awakening of some sort, but you haven't quite stepped in that direction yet. And maybe that's some idea that this person brought to the surface, or maybe was a catalyst to in some kind of way. But venturing out into that unknown is something that brings, I think, a little bit of fear towards you. So yeah, you're dealing with a lot, Pile 3. You got a lot of complicated energies that are coming through. A lot of big changes, I feel like, are happening in a short amount of time for you. Kind of, well, it's just all at once. It's just like there's a lot of different energies that are coming through all at one time for you. And it's hard to find that peaceful place that you're looking for there, you know, to balancing out your energies that you're wanting because of that. And that's totally understandable. It is. I feel for you, really, because I can feel it. And it's not it's like, you know, you're trying to not worry yourself about anything. You're trying to really stay optimistic, have that faith, you know? And it's just, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. It could be so much easier just to fall into all that self-doubt. And you're hanging in there, you know, and I do feel like there is someone here, I'm telling you, that you've known that is, even if you haven't interacted with this person in a while, which I don't think you have because the cold energies from that, but they're helping lead you from whatever they've either said to you or their energy in some kind of way, even if you're distant. Their thoughts of you, whatever that is, it's like that they're still helping guide you, and you're remembering that. That's what that faith, it's kind of keeping you, because these are mirrored numbers here, okay? Miracles, the energy I got from that was that self-doubt creeping in, that, you know, trying to think about not having faith in miracles, and then faith being here. These two cards are meant to be together, you know? And then you have 12 here with 3. I feel like these two cards are also meant to be together. I mean, I feel like all of these are kind of like that. You're trying to have patience with yourself, because you feel like you are going to have something to celebrate in the future, in the distant future. You just feel like it's not coming fast enough for you. I know this doesn't have a whole lot to do with love, guys, but okay. They just threw these cards at me when I said that, so let's see what they have. We have the Page of Pentacles, Page of Coins. So that's that fresh new energy of wanting to do something new, right? We have the Fountain card, which is a special card in this deck. It's in reverse here. We have the 8 of Wands here. So that's that fast energy, that forward movement, communication even. Five of Pentacles, that's that left out in the cold energy here. And again, I feel like this 8 of Wands, even though that's that fast-moving, communicative kind of energy, it still feels far off. It still feels like a tunnel, like all these other cards. Look at that. Normally the 8 of Wands doesn't look like that. Isn't that wild? And we have the 6 of Wands here too. Let me tell you something else. Look at these cards. Did you see this waterfall here? How long and blue it is? And look at this card here, right in the line with that. And that's that Fountain card in reverse. I'm just going to read that card intuitively. I'm going to get some clarifiers here. And we have the 6 of Wands here now, which is that success that you're really striving for. You know, that you really want, that beginning that you really want to take. Why is the Page of Pentacles here? Death. So we have Scorpio energy. I'm not sure what this Fountain card carries. Might not carry anything actually. You know, and again, I'm not, you know, the Death is the first major arcana that we got. I'm not seeing any big things on one court card here, and it's a page. And so I feel like this is like the beginning of a journey for you. Why is the Fountain card here in reverse? The Fountain card here, we have the Tower in reverse. Okay, so there you go. There's that, which I think is also Scorpio energy. Yeah, because transformation. Both of these cards, Death and Tower, are huge transformations taking place. Now, even though Death is in reverse, the Tower's in reverse. The Tower being next to this fountain, and what I heard when this came out was the never-ending story. And it's the same kind of energy I got from this, about this gonna just take forever to get to the place that you want. And I feel like this whole time you're kind of trying to prevent that disaster of a thought destroying you. You know? This Page of Pentacles that's here with Death is something that you want to transform. You know, that you want to move, you want to grow. You want to grow out of a page into a knight, you know, into a king even. I think that you're looking way far ahead. You're not like in this energy of looking at the next step. You just see the goal at the end of the tunnel. Okay. Well, I guess I had something to say about that. I'm not going to take all these. There's too many here, but I will look at them, okay? The Chariot, the 5 of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the 4 of Cups, and the Devil in reverse. I have Cancer and Libra energies here, and Capricorn as well. This is a connection that I'm seeing. This is a connection that I'm seeing, and let me tell you something. I feel like there's conflict with someone around you, a disagreement of some sort with someone around you. And I feel like you're having a really hard time of figuring out what to do about this person. Do you remember when I said up here that there was someone, family, or whatever it was that you were around, that you could possibly even live with, or whatever that was, and that you're kind of afraid of how that person's going to react? What I'm seeing here, that's a different energy right here. This came out different than this. This is saying that with the Four of Cups and the Devil in reverse, this is a card of you feeling like you're reevaluating things that happened with you in the past, or rejected opportunities even that you had in the past. And I feel like with this Chariot, Five of Swords, and the Queen of Swords in reverse, I think this is someone that you're afraid of this person, the way they'll feel if you move away, okay? If you go off on your own. You know, the Chariot is an independent energy. It's an energy of moving forward, of making a positive direction for yourself, not for anyone else around you. Independent energy. You're holding the reins. You're driving those horses, right? And I feel like when you make that choice and you do what is that your direction and change that you're wanting to make here, you're afraid of this conflict taking place with this Five of Swords pertaining to this Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay? This Queen of Swords is someone that can be real cutthroat. But not in a, she just has been hurt, and she knows, she just doesn't she thinks with her head, okay? She doesn't put a lot of her heart into anything. She thinks about things logically and how they'll logically work out. But when she's in reverse, when she's not happy, you kind of don't know what she's going to do, right? She's super smart. Let's just say that. But she can be overly emotional when she doesn't have her head on right, you know? Because she's not used to being in that emotional energy. And I think that this is someone that you're afraid of having some kind of conflict with if you choose to move forward in the direction that you want. And you're regretting some, I think, opportunities that maybe you had in the past to release this. You know, to have freedom. And I think that's something that you really want, is freedom. You want this detachment. You want to detach yourself from this feeling of, you know, feeling I don't know how to say this. It's a feeling of having to reevaluate things over and over in your mind. What things that maybe you could possibly have done better. You know, being disengaged of where you are. Feeling that, and it's something that you want to release. You want to find this independence here. Okay, so let's keep going because it's going to turn it into a long reading. So I have the Eight of Swords here. I mean, Eight of Wands. Well, Eight of Swords should be here. Technically. Two of Wands and the Ace of Swords. That's your truth. That's what you want. You want to communicate your truth and make plans for the future. That's the communication that you want to have. Because you feel stuck. What is this Five of Pentacles? Five of Cups. Yeah. You feeling left out in the cold. This is a lot of... Tell me more. I want to know. Can you give me... What is this? Okay, thanks. You know what I was going to ask. I couldn't get it out. They're like, here. And did you see that card that flipped like crazy? We have the Four of Swords in reverse. This is something that you want to come out of it's like, I mean, it talks about misunderstandings. It talks about maybe feeling rejected in some kind of way. So you may feel real lonely and isolated and rejected when it comes to, you know, being left out in the cold. There's some kind of regretful energy towards this. So it's possible you're the one that kind of, we talked about here, that left someone out in the cold. And now that's something that you regret. Because of the Five of Cups and the Five of Pentacles, not speaking your truth. That's what you regret. I got it. I got it now. Throat chakra just seized up on me. Not speaking your truth about a situation here. The Five of Cups and the Five of Pentacles are both very sad cards to have. Because one of them talks about deep loss and feeling abandoned. And the other one talks about feeling at a loss. You know, it's about that regret, that deep disappointment that you feel, and things not coming out in the way that you really wanted them to, and maybe even complete opposite of what you wanted them to. You know, it's being focused on the negative of what took place and feeling that abandonment there. And then you have the Four of Swords in reverse, which is even worse. You know, because it's about, it's like that misunderstanding or feeling that unrest over these two energies. So what's the Six of Wands here for? Wait, I want to know one more thing, actually. Can I have one more for the Five of Cups? Thank you. The King of Pentacles in reverse. You don't feel like you really have any power where you are anymore. There's also a very impatient energy with this. Wherever it is that you're wanting to move into, to have, you feel as if it's not working out for you. And you're impatient because you aren't where you wanted to be. But the truth is, you want to be able to move forward into a new direction, and that's a decision that you want to make for yourself. Strive and move forward out of this. Why is the Six of Wands here? I still don't feel like there's a whole lot here pertaining to love, guys. We have the Four of Wands now in reverse and the Knight of Cups. There it is. This is that love energy, okay? The Six of Wands is about having success. It's about putting yourself out there, you know, really being out there trying to go for love, trying to have that. You have to put yourself out there in order to have it. You have the Four of Wands in reverse with the Knight of Cups. I feel like there's a disharmony when it comes to love with you, and that's why it hasn't showed up in your reading very much. I think there's a disharmony when it comes to offering love to someone, or anyone for that matter. There's something pertaining to love with you that it's kind of a sad energy. And it's this energy here, really. It's being left out in the cold, feeling like you regret a lot of things that happened to you in the past, feeling like you don't have any power there when it comes to love, and you don't like being in that position. You need to get your life in a powerful way, a foundation in a powerful way, and then you can focus on all that other stuff and healing from whatever that was. Just love isn't something that I feel like drives you because of all this other stuff that's going on with you. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not something that right now you see as bringing you anything good. To you right now, a love is just another mess for you to have to work on or focus on or deal with. And you can't do that right now. You don't have that energy to do that right now. Why is this Knight of Cups here? One more. King of Swords. Yeah, you're thinking about your head here. You're thinking about this logically. You know, even though I say that you came up as the page over here, you have the Knight and 2 Kings here as well. So there's different aspects. I think material-wise, wherever you are in your life, you're not where you want to be. Now, I don't mean just your finances. I'm talking about everything. You don't have everything that you wish you had at this point. And you're starting fresh here when it comes to that, I feel. But you do feel like that you are smart, and you do feel like you have something to offer somebody. But you're not in a grounded place. That's why you're not thinking about it so much. We also have the 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, again, you're not in a place to where with the 2 of Pentacles and, you know, and the Ace of Pentacles. Up here, I told you this card reminded me of the 2 of Pentacles, and you balancing something there, and this is your bottom of the deck energy. It's, you want a brand new beginning, a new opportunity for yourself. You realize that, you know, we have Ace of Pentacles here, new beginnings. We have beginnings here. It's the number 2 as well. You're balancing out different areas or aspects of your life and how you can actually accomplish this. I think you're trying to look for one to kind of handle both situations. And that you know, the 10 of Cups in reverse is saying that I think that you feel detached. There's an unhappiness associated with your life as it is in this moment right now, and that's like your drive. But you're having a hard time balancing things out when it comes to that. And there's the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. And there's that 6 of Cups in reverse with the 8 of Cups in reverse. Yeah. And the 2 of Swords in reverse. You made a decision, I feel like, in your past to walk away from something else. And this could have been a person. It could have been this person that keeps coming up here a little bit. They're not your main focus, so they're not in this reading very much. But I feel like you walked away from that in the past, but it's something you definitely think about, something that you want to, you wish you could kind of remove yourself from. Whatever happened there, there's not very good feelings behind it. And you wish you could grow from that situation and kind of grow and change into something else. I'm going to get some, I'm going to get a lot of different ones here for advice, okay? We're going to start with the Divine Goddess Oracles. And then I also have some of these new oracles that are called the Fairy Oracles, I think. Advice for call 3, please, Spirit. Fear. Expecting the worst, afraid of failure, wasting time on negative thoughts. This is something that I feel like this other person that was in your life to help guide you away from, and because they've kind of left you in the cold, you feel abandoned in some kind of way with that person. I do feel as if you feel like you're kind of seeping back into those fearful thoughts. You're trying to remember what all this person has taught you or said, and get into a place to where you can find your own way out of it. Boundaries. Know when to put up and let down your walls. I do feel like that you're putting up this wall when it comes to your love right now, your love life in some kind of way, because you feel as if you just don't, you're not at a place where you have time for love. It would only complicate things. But this is kind of also insinuating that, you know, we all need that other part in our lives at some point. We can't just live our lives constantly in search of this goal that we want to move forward and block everything else out, because you're actually not allowing yourself to live in the moment that there is, which is life. The here and now is life. You know, it can be taken away from us at any point. We don't know that. So you have to find that balance of where you strive for those goals that you want in life, but you still allow yourself to be human and have connections and share intimacy, because those are the things that you really heal and grow from. Logically, you're there. I think that you're still letting fear kind of get in the way of some things, expecting the worst. I mean, we saw that all over your reading up here. There's a part of you that needs to find this, desperately needs to find this balance. One of the reasons I feel like you're stuck in a position that you want, you know, you've already grown out of and you want to change from so bad, is because you're so focused on what's in front of you. You know? I mean, look at these cards. You're so focused on the bigger picture, like what's in front of you here through these tunnels. And I've got to say, I didn't think about this before, but you actually have Earth. And then you have the clouds here, and then you have the stars here. So this is like future energy to me. This is like what you can ground, and this is like what's in your mind space of how to do that. And all of these aren't together. You know, all of these aren't something that is you're holding. It's something that's just there. But you have to be able to find a balance in your life to where what Spirit's saying here is that you were given this life to enjoy it, not just have a purpose or a goal, but to actually experience this human experience in life for learning and growth. And then all that other stuff is extra. You know what I mean? All that other stuff is just extra pieces to the puzzle that make it even more better and more interesting. And constantly thinking about what you want in the future and how many ways you aren't going to get it or can't get it or could lose it. It's not a way to live, for sure. Definitely not. Being in the here and now, the present moment, is the best thing you could ever do for yourself. I'm being completely 100% honest, because being in the present moment, in the here and now, is actually the best thing that you can ever do for yourself. Because if you wake up every day and say, I'm going to have a happy day today, I'm not going to let anything get me down. Now, I'm not being, you know, it's not toxic positivity. It's just saying to know how to approach things that come to you in your life in a way where you're not letting everything get you down into self-doubt and fear hold you back from things, and setting up boundaries here with others, not having experiences. You know, live your life knowing that you are in a position, in a time, in a moment, in a place at the right time and moment and place. And it might not be for you. It could be for someone else around you, that you are there supposed to be that person's angel. You know, that's purpose. Not even realizing that you're in a place that you're supposed to be for a certain reason. And then have those goals that you want, you know, those foundations that you're trying to build in there too. You have to find that balance, or you will always constantly be stuck. Yeah. Okay. Sacrifice. Giving up something now for a future reward. I think that's what part of what's connected to this fearful energy of stepping out on your own or going after what you want and fear of others. Sacrificing something now. That's the sacrifice. You know, living your own life. The way that I described it in the beginning of this, you feeling like you living your own life is a sacrifice on other people's parts. You know, you're sacrificing their happiness in order to live your own life. But you know, it's your life that you're living. And especially if you're going to come back around, because it does say giving up something now for a future reward. You know, so if this is what's holding you back, you know, if they can't understand that concept, then they're only looking through the lens of what their pain is in that situation. They're not necessarily looking at your situation, having empathy for you in that way, of how it's affecting you in your life, especially if you're not opening up to that, especially if you're not being honest, you know, to that, not being so fearful that you're going to hurt someone's feelings, explaining what you really want. Otherwise, you'll be sacrificing your life for someone else. And not in a way that's beneficial or healing for you or them, or growth-wise for you or them. Evaluation. Feed out what no longer serves you. Reevaluate the situation. I think you're already in that mode of doing that, of trying to reevaluate and kind of let go of some things that were been holding you back. Things you possibly could have rejected in the past, or it's just past situations. Whoa, okay. I'm going to see what this is real quick, and then we'll get a postcard from Spirit, guys. Okay. Denial. Don't deny yourself the passions that you feel. Realign that energy and find that balance. See, you're in desperate need of this balance. Juggling too many things at once. Find time for yourself. When you find time for yourself, moderation. Moderation. When you find time for yourself, you're going to feel a lot better. You're going to be able to find that balanced place that you've been searching for. And that could pertain to being able to go and do something that you love, you know, something that makes your heart happy. Having some fun in your life. I feel like you haven't had any fun in a long time. And stop denying yourself that, and stop creating these unhealthy cycles for yourself mentally. You know, shift your perspective to gain a new sense of clarity. Let's see what these are. Fairy oracles have. Inspiration. Be prepared, as you'll soon receive a visit from a fairy of inspiration. Come dusk or dawn, you can call at any time. This card is exactly the same energy that I was feeling from this other person that's in the background here. You feel helped you in some kind of way. That inspiration. Yes, that's exactly what I'm feeling. And it's funny, I laughed because it says, come dusk or dawn, she can call, or you can call at any time. And that's the energy that I felt, that you felt like with that person. Shine from within. Looks are only skin deep. True beauty shines from within. And it's time for you to shine. This is time for you to accept self-acceptance and for revealing your true beauty, guys. You really need to step into this place of accepting where you are, who you are, and what you want, and then allowing yourself to speak on that, especially around the people that love and care about you. Because if they do love and care about you, they don't want you to sit in misery. They don't want you to sit in a place to where you're unhappy or you feel trapped. They want you to be able to go and explore and have fun and develop new things for yourself and go for your goals, go for your dreams, go for all that stuff. That's what the people that love and care about you want for you. Not for what's best for them, what's best for you. What's best for you. I want you to be happy. This is your life. That kind of thing. What else? Ooh, okay. Well, 2 came out. Even though this is a long reading, I'm going to read both of them because they came out in a way that I just cannot not read them. So we're going to. First one we have is with love. Okay. Dearest you, we have something exciting to share with you. You are a manifesting master, and you don't even know it. There will always be enough of everything that you need in life. Money, opportunities, love, kindness. So whatever you're asking guidance about, have faith, and be open to the many ways in which you will experience prosperity. Spirit is the source of your supply. The universe is always reflecting back to you what you believe. So whatever you fall into insecurities, you will be shown an illusion as if your fear were revealed. Great. Your fear were real. But the truth is that the universe is abundant. You are and always have been enough. And abundance is your natural state. If you can imagine something constantly as truth, you can and will create it. You are so on the right path now. Keep believing, then the seeing happens. Loving you more and more every day. Well, that went exactly perfect. Everything that I said. He talks about faith in there, which is something you keep trying to go back and have. And, you know, it talks about everything we talked about, but it's saying here that the miracle's there. That's not the problem. The magic is there. The manifestation is there. The capabilities of it is there. Obtaining that and breaking that fear. It's not getting rid of the fear. It's not like when they say overcoming fear, they just mean facing it, knowing it's there, but doing it regardless. Not letting fear the outcome of a situation or fear of what's to come in the future, what not's going to happen in the future, keep you from playing out the life here now, which is a big step for you and something that's really hard that I think that you are trying desperately to kind of get your way out of. So this one says, unlock your magic. And we have that huge key that's there. Isn't that funny? And this one was said, it said with love. Did I read that? I don't remember if I did or not. Okay. Dearest you, going the extra mile to achieve your dreams and putting in some overtime will reap big rewards. Now is the time for you to act, to stir up some energy and put those plans into action. There are many windows of opportunity that open. Yes, there are. There are 3 cards in particular of opportunity there. That's so funny. Blows me away, guys. There are many windows of opportunity that open, but close quickly when you don't take the risk and go for it. We just talked about this. So funny. Oh my gosh, crazy. I don't know where I left off. Oh, today be confident that your hard work will pay off and that you'll feel that satisfaction and fulfillment of reaching your desired outcome. It might turn out even better than you expected. Isn't that amazing? Remember, however much work you're willing to put in, we will match it tenfold on our end. Everyone over here is rooting for you to win the game of life. So just do it. Loving you so, so much. I love this freaking cards, guys. It's so awesome. That fits with your readings. This is so awesome. Love it. It's overwhelming to me because I love it so much. It's like, it's just so magical to me. Tarot and oracles, just the way it all works and comes together. Just great. Okay. Never fails. This jumped out. We have NRAU. And then we also have XYEOO and 𝒕𝒉𝒂𝒕 and R. I have no idea what you can spell out of these. I hate like being on the spot because I could sit here and probably spell out some stuff, but I see T. But it's hard for me whenever I feel like I'm being put on the spot. We have bro here as well. Gosh, do you say that a lot? My kid the other day, my 13-year-old, I'm not that old, guys, but my 13-year-old was like, I just don't do a lot of social stuff. Just trying to explain to me the difference between bro and bra. And I just couldn't get it. And then he tried to tell me about emo, what that means, and he was describing it to me, and I was like, so it's like Eeyore? Like a Funny the Pooh? And he was like, no, Mom, no, it's not. And I was like, are you sure? Because what you're describing sounds a little bit like Eeyore. Anyway, I don't know why I'm sharing that with you guys, but it's funny. And then XY, it's like, these are the two that come right before Z, you know, so it's like you're at the end of that cycle in a way. XY, and you just need Z and you'll be done. And I think that's the decision that's at your table. Because you have 2 zeros here. I mean, that's unique. I mean, an O and a 0, but to have, it's like that's the full. That's the full in tarot. That's taking that leap of faith that it talks about in this card. Taking that risk. Go for it. When you don't take the risk and go for it today, then those windows of opportunity that are open can quickly close. That's what it's insinuating. I think that's one of the most important things here, and that's why it came out in this way that it did. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you there. You may have ran from something or someone or whatever that is. I don't know why I see that in the bowl, but there you go. Now I'm going to leave you here. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope that this resonated and made sense. I know this is a longer one, but I hope you got something good out of it, helpful. And yeah, that's all I have. If you want a personal reading from me, my information for that is in the description box below. And yeah, that's all I have. Thanks for your support, your kindness, and all that good stuff. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye. Hey, Pile 4. So, Pile 4, you know, I don't normally do 4 piles. So, when I am doing a 4th pile, usually that pile is different from the rest. So, I'm interested to see what's coming out here. So, if you chose the Lunar Soul Tarot and this piece of Snowflake Obsidian Stone, then this is going to be your read. So I'm going to slide this over there so you remember what stone you have. We're going to set the tarot to the side. We're first going to get some oracles here. We're going to take a look and see where you are in your love life, okay? What's the energy around your love life right now? What kind of advice do you need moving forward? What's coming towards you even? First, we're going to take a look at where you are, okay? So I'm going to use the oracles to do that. Just see kind of what's going to come out with those. And then we'll get tarot advice and some initials. Okay. Pile 4. Well, okay. We're going to take them. Activation, Spirit Guardian Spring. We also have Thicket of Thorns, Uncertainty. Okay, apparently there's a certain way that they're wanting me to put these. These need to go with this over here. These go here. Gotcha. Purification and Trust. Okay. Similar cards have been coming out, I have to say. These 2 cards already came out in one of the piles. And there was another card in one of the piles. It might have been the same one where Trust came out. And I'm not real sure, but I want to say it was a different oracle, but Uncertainty may have too. I'm going to have to go back and look, guys. And I think it might have been pile 2. Maybe pile 1. Okay. Definitely going to have to go back and look at that. I don't know why I'm separating these the way that I am, but I'm going to go with it. I'm actually going to bring them down here first. I want to talk about these first since there are 4, and I didn't plan on getting 4 cards out. Purification and Trust. Right off the bat, what I see here is that you're wanting to, I feel like that in your love life as it is, you're wanting to kind of purify trusting. Like trusting others, trusting yourself even. You may have went through a situation that you felt like was hard on you, like really hard on you. And you went through a period to where maybe you felt like you made some bad decisions in some way, and you're wanting to purify that energy out, grow. I think you already have even. And trust yourself. Trust your own inner guidance. Trust in what you know. Taking pride in yourself going forward. You know, not really. I definitely think that there are some things here that happened that you wish didn't happen in your past. And you feel like maybe there was some bad judgment there on your part, or poor judgment even. And there's a prideful energy that's under that. There's a prideful energy that's underlying that you're wanting to care, that you're carrying with you forward. But you see it in a way of it's you trusting yourself. But there's a careful energy around this about you possibly layering on a boundary in a elusive type way. That sounds so strange. I hope y'all know what I'm saying. Makes perfect sense to me, but it's basically like saying, these are my firm boundaries, and you see it as just being you and being strong and powerful and having pride in yourself, but really you're doing it in a way because I think there's actually an energy here of, even though you want to and feel that, I think there's still a little bit of energy there where you're not sure if you can trust yourself in a situation. There's some underlying energy there that you're worried about, and I think that's what it is. And it's not something you want to really focus on because you don't want to address it. Whoa. And it's like you're going within. You know it's there, but you don't want to reflect on it too much, because this other energy that you feel of boundary feels better for your ego than this maybe possibly not trusting yourself does. There's healing around that needs to take effect for you in order for you to be able to really grasp what trust is for you, and not just a boundary. Because you're definitely in a more of a closed off energy here. And it's because of that energy that you're in this energy over here, in a grounded place. This is like your head space. This is your heart space. I feel like oh man. I feel like this is kind of like a realization that you haven't really focused on too much. Because like I said, that prideful, that ego place still feels good to be right there, you know, to have some pride for yourself and not let other people break down in your boundaries. But I think for some of you, there's a particular situation here where you're kind of saying that to yourself, even though you're not holding up the mirror in front of yourself like maybe you should. And that's the healing aspect of it. What role did I play in this? Not just what did I feel like the other person did wrong, and that's why my wall's up, but what decision or poor judgment did I have in the situation that kept me from being completely capable of trusting myself fully here, moving forward, that I'm not addressing. And this might not look in the way you think. This could look in the way of allowing someone else to break that barrier you had set at one point, or allowing someone else to constantly treat you in the same manner over and over and over, and not pulling yourself out of that situation. That's the distrust that you see in yourself, poor judgment, there, that you're not reflecting on as much as you are just setting those solid boundaries. And this is kind of like a stuck energy. This energy that you're in of not having that mirror up, balancing that out. It could set boundaries in place that may end up being later hard for you to break down and hard for you to be able to fully trust someone else. Because if you can't fully trust yourself, you can't really fully trust anyone else, right? Because truth be told, if you're sitting in your head going, well, in your head, not saying it out loud, if you're sitting in your head going, I don't know if I'd even trust myself in that situation, let alone trust you, then chances are you're not going to trust anyone else, If you can see how you could be so trustworthy in a situation, if you could see how you could have great judgment in a situation and trust that you'll make the right decision in a situation or whatever that is, then you can see how others could do it too, right? But if you can't even see how you can do it, you're certainly not going to see how someone else can, That's something with you that you're not really like looking in that mirror at yourself, saying, but let's just be honest with ourselves here, person. Have you ever looked in the mirror? I feel like one of the greatest exercises that there are to do when it comes to your healing and when it comes to your authenticity even, is looking at yourself directly in the mirror and talking to yourself like you would talk to yourself in your head. Something about putting the words out there, getting the words out of you, and then looking at yourself like you would be talking to your friend, and being honest with yourself. What do you say to yourself? I think it sometimes comes out in a different way than you think. It kind of comes out more of like you kind of give yourself advice in a way and being honest with yourself in a way. It's a great exercise to try, especially in this situation here with you, because you most certainly don't want to have those walls put up so far and so deep down, that so rooted, at some point when someone comes in and you end up finding someone that you could be in a great relationship with and not fully being able to trust that person and then sabotaging it later because of that, because that fire will only get hotter. Do you know what I mean? The risk will get higher. You may be only dating that person and you may be questioning things, but it's not that bad. You're just dating that person. You're just getting to know them. But then when you start to get committed to that person, it could get worse. And then when you start to get actually, like if you want to marry that person, or you get in a longer term connection with that person where trust is really important. You've been with that person for so long, and you're more of a completely openly intimate level, hopefully, that they see all of your flaws, all of your shadow self, and you see theirs, and you really get to that point. That trust it's going to always have a different level to it in a relationship. And if you're here and you have that solid boundary and it starts to grow roots, and the roots get bigger and bigger, and then here come person's coming, and then it just gets more and more as you go. It could blow up in the end in your face, or you could self-sabotage that relationship because there's trust issues that are there. This is a call for you to purify that energy, and I think it's something that you're wanting to do, but I think you're kind of masking yourself. You're fooling yourself, aren't you? You're fooling yourself a little bit when it comes to that, and it's something you kind of need to get out of. You also need to activate the fact that it's uncertain. Life is uncertain. Connections are uncertain. Other people are uncertain. The only person that we can fully, completely, actually trust, really, truly, is ourself. And some people will probably say, I don't even trust myself. Well, you should. You should be able to trust yourself. You should be able to trust your inner guidance, your wisdom, your inner wisdom, your intuition. And that's why, you know, us here in the spiritual world and the healing journey, we go through all this stuff to kind of get to that point to where we can trust our own inner intuition. And, you know, it's a process that you have to go through. And I think this is part of what's supposed to be here to activate you in that healing process moving forward. Be kind to yourself even. Pile 4, be really kind to yourself, tender to yourself, compassionate to yourself when it comes to this. I feel like you kind of struggle with that a little bit. There's a part of you that feels really nervous about being in a relationship or a connection with someone else, because I feel like this trust is such a big deal on that part. I feel like they're kind of insinuating here that if you expand your mind or you search for the meaning, okay, behind that part of that trust or whatever that is for you, then that will put you in a much better place moving forward when it comes to uncertainty. And seeing uncertainty here as something that could transform you, you know, seeing the light out of the uncertainty and not just the darkness. There's a lot of strength that will come out of that, where you can really focus on activating yourself in a way of experiencing beauty in life and not be constantly worried about what the outcome of something's going to be. Okay, let's get some Queen of the Moon oracles, and then we'll get some tarot. So if you resonate with all that, there's definitely something here in your past that you have a hard time looking at, and it might be where this trust is resulting from. What else do you have for pile 4, your spirit? What else do you have for, okay. We have surrender, number 26. Surrendering to what is, surrendering to the now. We have beginnings, number 2. That came out in pile 3. Anything else, your spirit? Anything else? Resilience. I don't know if somebody's having like a hard time with, I don't know what it is, but for some reason my ears keep itching. So there you go. I don't know why. Throw me off though. Spirit is afraid of you moving forward and having an opportunity for a new connection and then carrying this burden with you along with that. You know, carrying this thought or idea that there's always going to be snakes in your sack, that there's always going to be snakes in this new beginning is going to ruin this new beginning for you. This is something that you really need to surrender to. You really need to surrender to this trusting energy, and you have to kind of go through and do the work in order to get to that point. If you could surrender to this trusting energy, this knowing that everything's uncertain, you know, everything's uncertain. Everything's uncertain. You can make plans, you can set goals, you can do whatever it is that you want to do, write it down in your calendar, and have the best, knowing that that is going to take place at this specific time, place, and whatever, then that's great. But ultimately, we live in an earth that technically we really don't have control over everything. And anything can come out at any minute and disrupt your plans. Anything. You know, there's always going to be uncertainty. when it comes to everything in your life. That's always going to be there. And since it's always going to be there, isn't it better being in a place of, you know what? Uncertainty is going to be there anyways. I might as well just be in the here and now while I'm here and trust in what I know in this moment. That will get you a long way. It will get you a very long way. But if you're carrying this whole time with you, this whole bag of, what is that? It's I don't know what that is. I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea what that is or what's in it. But it looks like snakes or octopus. It kind of gives me the bejesus, actually, if you think about it. It's making me like shiver. Get the chills, you know, running down my back. But, you know, we have new beginnings here, which is the number 2, and this is the number 21. And 2 is about making that decision to take that new beginning, which is the number 1. And then you have 21 here. But they don't want you to carry this load with you. You know, they don't want you to be carrying that with you. Resilience, it truly and honestly is harder to deal with the healing part, going through that. But it's also more beneficial. It's hard to face dead on. You know, it's hard to like go down that path of the past and where this trust comes from. Where's this trust? What is this trust issue carrying from? Where does it start? Where does the root cause of it? Going down that path is something that is definitely not easy. But neither is this. You know, neither is this. And I'm telling you 100% that this is way more difficult. Way more difficult. And who knows how long you'll be carrying it. If you're constantly in fear that the other person is going to betray you in some kind of way, you know. Do you see how peaceful he is in the surrender energy? You may not be able to see it, but he has his eyes closed and he's smiling. Actually, it may be a woman. Either way, they have their eyes closed and they're just smiling because they feel the light, you know, on their face. They feel this lighter air, this light feeling of being in the here and now, just knowing what's meant for you will always be for you no matter what. It's not going to pass you by. This is not a light energy. This is not a light energy. This is a heavy load that this person's carrying. This is progress here. This is being at peace and harmony, making a choice to choose harmony, surrender. This is going to be hard here. In the middle here, you have this beginning, and you have to make this choice. Both of these start with 2. You have 2 here in the middle. The number 222 is meaning you're at the right place at the right time. Trust in what you want. Which one of these do you want? The number 6 is that harmony, that peace, that healing. That's the number of all those things. Number 1 is new beginnings, opportunities, potential. Talks about self. You know, talks about your personal identity or your outlook on life even. And this is the weight that you have. Well, I've been through a lot and I'm resilient. And this guy over here is like, well, I've been through a lot too, and I feel peaceful. And you're like, I don't. I don't. I'm still carrying a pretty heavy load here. You know what I mean? It's like, which one do you want to choose? Okay. This is what this reading's going. Of course it has. Because you're my pile 4. It's kind of way different from the other ones, I feel. But okay, so let's get some tarot. Let's see what tarot has to say about this. No way. I think I just saw, wait, let me see here. It's the King of Wands. King of Wands in reverse. You may be a King of Wands type of person. That's Aries energy. Fire energy. You could also have just Sagittarius or Leo in your chart somewhere as well. But you don't have to be. You could just be taking on that energy. Okay. So let's see what else comes up in tarot. What else does pile 4 need to know, Spirit? It showed me the Ace of Pentacles, and it's just flipped back around. It's like turned itself out, waved at me, and then turned itself back in. So the page, the Ace of Pentacles is about new beginnings, and we have beginnings here. So I think that may be a primary focus here. So maybe you're having a new beginning for yourself in some way, shape, or form. Okay. We have the 8 of Cups here in reverse, the 6 of Discs here. This 8 of Cups here sums up pretty much everything that I've already said. When it comes up in reverse, you're really afraid of the future. You're worried about the future. You're weary of your success here. You're afraid of things changing. So I definitely do feel this energy of you starting on your own in some kind of way, or starting fresh, starting new beginning. But I really think you're also just afraid of, you know, this uncertainty that's here is what you're afraid of. What's going to happen here? Now we have the High Priestess, Pisces energy. The 6 of Pentacles, I'm going to get a clarifier for it because I'm seeing things a little bit different there. But, you know, the 6 of Pentacles actually is a card of, you know, things turning out for the better. Especially when it talks about your finances even. It also says, I don't know what that was because I was looking over here, dang it. But it's you feeling like you're lucky with what you do have, you know, and that's a good place to be in moving forward. It's funny too because the High Priestess is here and she's the number 2. And we have all these 2s. Decisions, balance, partnerships, how you see partnerships. But moving forward, I won't be surprised if 2 of Pentacles or 2 of Wands comes out. But this High Priestess energy is someone that has that insightfulness, you know, wanting to trust their intuition and let that guide them. And I feel like that's kind of what I set up here is where you want to be, or where you feel like you're moving towards, you know, trusting yourself. But like I said, you're kind of denying yourself the healing that needs to take place there. And it's going to, look at that. 10 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, because I referenced it so much earlier. It's in reverse because it's saying that needs to be a radical change. You need to change that. You need to let those wands down in order to have this, your 10 of Pentacles here. We have duality. It's funny, I almost mentioned that earlier when we were talking about the High Priestess. And all these 2 numbers. 2 is the number of duality. Which I'm actually getting from that, what I talked about you kind of seeing that barrier as being something good, but really it's not. You're letting your ego, that prideful energy, take over that in a way that's going to end up hurting you later on. You need to see the duality there. You need to see that mirror in front of you and kind of see the different parts to that. Not just, like I said, not just the role that the other person played or whatever it was that you feel distrustfully on. Is that a word? But really turning that onto you yourself and how you kind of maybe possibly were receptive in that same scenario. You know, what part did you play there? Why is the 6 of Pentacles here? Tower. Wow. That's interesting. There's a lot of things going on with change here, by the way. I think that you feel like you're trying to see the light at the end of the tunnel, I want to say. You're trying to take a destructive moment and turn it around for the better. Yeah. You're trying to take a destructive situation that happened and you're trying to turn it around for the better. And I don't know why they're not addressing the actual aspects of this scenario that I'm seeing. It's just like more of the, I don't know, it's just more of the surface of what's going on here in a broader way. Because I think this could be relevant to y'all in a lot of different situations. There's definitely something here that was very destructive to you in your life or whatever that was that has led you to having this trust be so prominent in your reading and needing to surrender and purify. Learning to trust again, you know. But wanting to make that better, wanting to see the destruction and take something good out of that. Why is the High Priestess here? Okay. Just threw it in my face. Five of Swords in reverse. Yeah. You're trying to get into this place to where you can really trust your gut instincts and make amends or find a peaceful resolution. It's about ending things and kind of moving on from whatever happened here. There's definitely something that happened here. The Five of Swords shows up when there has been a serious conflict take place, a disagreement, you know, some kind of serious conflict that took place. Things not playing out in the way that you anticipated, a loss that took place, some kind of trouble that's there. This could be within yourself or a situation. I do feel like this is a situation, and I feel like it's probably a relationship from the past. The change that needs to happen is for you to be able to recognize the part that you played there. And then also that you kept kind of giving in that situation is what I keep hearing over in my head. When it wasn't going anywhere. You know what I mean? And putting yourself in that place was poor judgment in some kind of way. Now wanting to move on from that. Just find a positive direction and take that positive direction. That's what your gut instinct is telling you. That's what you're trying to do, is listen into that inner guidance to move towards a more positive place. Ten of Wands here in reverse. Yeah. Nine of Swords. You know, it's funny too. I talked about the light at the end of the tunnel, which is the Nine of Swords in reverse. But now we have it upright because this Ten of Wands here, having to go through this radical change, which I do feel like you're having a new beginning of some sort here. This could have been a disconnect from someone, but this radical change that you're going through here is causing you a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of stress, a lot of anxieties. How am I going to get through this? This is such a change from what I was. You're having a hard time letting go of what was, of learning to say no even, and letting go when someone else maybe even says, let go. You know what I mean? But needing to think about, like, again, this is that same thing about saying no, you know, thinking about how you kept giving in a situation that ultimately ended up hurting you more, possibly, you know? And there's an energy of poor judgment and blaming yourself, or there's a forgiveness that needs to take place there with that to help you to be able to trust yourself again in situations so that you can trust yourself moving forward and trust others moving forward. It's Temperance. Temperance with the Ten of Disc. So the Ten of Disc is that grounded energy. Bottom of the deck, we have Judgment. Yeah, being honest with yourself in the Knight of Wands. Being inspired here, okay, to move forward, erase illusions, to work within so that you can find that balance, that peaceful place, facing that truth with yourself when it comes to moving forward in love. okay? And I feel like right now you're just in a place where you're trying to move out of what was, get from what was. And this Ten of Wands in reverse with this Knight of Swords, having this change is something that's very scary for you, I feel. Changing everything is scary. Letting go of this completely is scary for you, I feel. This other person or whatever this past situation was. And this ultimately is what you want, is this Ten of Pentacles, because you want to have something grounded. You want to have tangibly, like that Ten of Pentacles, everything that you need and want is right there. Temperance, that's where you find your true happiness, your harmony, your peace, is when you have that Ten of Pentacles right there. You know? I'm going to get some of Divine Goddess Oracles. And then I'll get some of the Fairy Oracles, both for advice. Look at this. Overcoming obstacles and expansion. It's the whole deal, is you overcoming obstacles, not carrying the trust rooted in untrustworthiness with you, but knowing that it's just uncertain and then moving forward with that, which I feel like you are. It's just that Spirit's kind of really insinuating that you need to go through that healing. Otherwise, you might set yourself up for, you know, failure in the future if you don't. And they don't want you to go through that. Retreat. Time spent alone. Reflection on the past and current situations. Yeah. You need to kind of like, you know, get into that hermit mode and kind of go through that process of focusing on not only what the other person was in the connection or what happened here, but what roles you played as well. And really facing that truth dead on, you know, and then forgiving yourself for that so that you can move forward, so that you can be in a place where you can trust others in the future and yourself. Balance. Temperance is balance. And all those twos is balance. You wanting that balance. I think that you've been kind of juggling too many different ideas about what you want and the uncertainty there. You may be someone that has to be like having that grounded thing, that practical thing in front of you. You could have Virgo in your chart, heavy. But, you know, you feel like it's responsible to be able to have like a forward motion and know what you want moving forward, what's going to be in front of you, you know, moving forward. And being in this place of uncertainty where you probably thought you already had the Ten of Pentacles, and being put back in that place of uncertainty is causing a little bit of chaos within you, because you don't like being in a place of uncertainty. You like being stable. We also have evolution and sacrifice here. If it no longer serves you, reevaluate the situation, giving up on something now for a future reward. This is the same energy what I've been saying about really reflecting on what part you played. So if you kept on trying to go back to this person in some kind of way, this is saying you need to really reevaluate the situation that was and recognize that within yourself. This person wasn't giving to you anymore, you know? That you weren't really the victim there. You were playing the victim in a way. And you could have pulled yourself out of that at any point. Do you know what I mean? And then giving up that, sacrificing whatever it is that you really want for having something in the future, moving forward. However way that comes, you know? Moving on. Endings that bring healthy beginnings. That's what you're looking for. Yeah. Recognition. Admiration for your hard work is coming. And it will. You know, when you go through that process of resolving issues at the bottom of the deck. When we go through that process of that healing a past situation, you know, and what part you played in that, and really looking into that, especially when it comes to trust. Those are some big issues. Really going through that and looking at that. Once you get through it, you know, the admiration for that will come. The hard work will pay off because you'll get into a place to where you're happy and harmonious and every day where you are, why you're there, when you're there. You know it? That's the real place that you really want to be. And this resolving issues, solving inner conflict with others, healing past trauma, this is part of that Five of Swords in reverse and that High Priestess, you know, really wanting to just kind of resolve whatever happened and just move forward and drop it and kind of let things go so that you can have a new beginning, even if you're uncertain about how it looks, but facing that truth that it's part of where you are, you know? Let's get some of these. Stargazing. When you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. Wow. You know, I said in the beginning of this with this card here, and you listening to your inner voice, and the High Priestess is here as well, which is the same thing. You listening to yourself, listening to your inner guidance. Not anything else around you, but listening to your inner guidance, your intuition, so that you know what to do in the situation that you're in, so that you know where to go from here. What else? New beginnings. Oh man, crazy. So crazy. Okay. The fairy godmother heralds the joyous news of a new baby or the birth of a cherished idea. Protect and nurture your ideas as you would a baby. So whatever it is that you're feeling like you could have a new beginning with moving forward, or whatever that thought or idea is, what you really want, even if you don't quite know for sure what that is yet, just keep it, you know, just protect that, nurture that thought or that idea. They're saying here, if you focus and you trust on that thought or that idea, that it is a possibility for your future, then that is how you can get that to actually play out. And that is how you can find that peace and harmony. You know, knowing that something good is coming in the future. If you woke up today knowing that tomorrow you're going to have the best day of your life, and you woke up tomorrow knowing that the next day was going to be the best day of your life, how would that feel? You would be in the here and now. You know, you would be thinking, you know, well, I don't have anything to worry about because tomorrow is going to be the best day of my life, you know? If you could think of that, like, every time you wake up and really, like, sit on it, even if things go wrong during the day or night or whatever, but that day, something goes wrong, you say to yourself, it's okay because tomorrow's going to be the best day of my life. You know what I mean? It sounds silly, but it's like just a concept. If you could just put that in your mind and your brain and have it just take roots and stick, it will stick in there, you know, and you'll be able to, like, move forward with that thought, and you'll come back to it at some point. You will. It'll help you through things. Okay. Sounds silly, but I swear it will. It will help. Okay, there's one more card that they're wanting me to pull here that they're seeing over here in my peripherals. Okay, so I'm going to grab one. These are the Wild Offering Oracles. And there's something here that they're wanting you to see. So let's take a look. Okay, well, I'm not taking that many. Can you just give me one? I should have took Despair off the top, but I didn't. Let's see if it'll come out again or what comes out. Okay. Mistakes. Wow. I'm going to actually get one more. Okay. Truth. Oh, nope. One's hiding it. True offerings under there. Well, we'll do all three. How about that? Okay. Why not? Mistakes. Allow me to know it's okay to make mistakes. Let me always take care of the inner child so that he or she's loved no matter what. Yeah. You have to forgive yourself for maybe poor judgment or whatever that was. You have to forgive yourself, and that's the first step, okay? True offering. May I release the fears, illusions, and addictions that keep me from true offering. May I relax into your plan, trusting that the next steps will always be shown. Use me, love. Use me for your highest. I am yours alone. Guys, I mean, that is the card that we needed, really, right? That's the card that you really needed. Yeah. Trusting in the plan. Trusting the next steps will come as you go, you know. And whatever's for your highest good will take hold. If you just trust, you could let go of so much stuff. But there is definitely the parts of you that have to heal. You can't just trust. You have to learn how to go through the healing what has been done to you to make you feel like you can't. You know? You have to go through that process. And it does take time. And you have to forgive yourself. Truth, which is your bottom of the deck energy with the Judgment there. When everything is done as an offering, even the act of speaking, you get shown when to talk and when to be silent. Your words come from silence, not fear. You do the talking, dear Lord. Take me over and speak through me. Yep. So you may have went silent on somebody, or they're saying, you know, we talked a little bit about you have kept feeding into a situation that wasn't going anywhere, and maybe caused things to be even worse. That's the part you need to kind of look at, what role you played there. They're kind of saying, you know, silence speaks more than words. And if you were doing that, it could have came from a fearful place of losing this person completely. And not from really a loving place. You know, you got to really always go back to where that source is coming from. Where's that desire coming from? Where's that in the moment? Where is that coming from? I felt called to pull that one, so there you go. I don't think I've seen this one. Maybe I have. Celebrate life. Okay. Dearest you, you have a unique purpose and destiny that only that you can fulfill. But first you need to know that destiny isn't a destination. You don't arrive at some special place, then poof, you're happy and perfect all the time. It's about establishing and firming up a commitment to a certain experience, whatever form that takes. Your soul knows what you need to experience. Your destiny is to be present at all of life's adventures, to discover your talents and full potential through allowing inspiration to lead you, and to risk standing apart from the crowd to listen to your soul. You are special, and as much as you are also, here's that stupid word again, ℒ𝒕𝒅 𝒕𝒅. I cannot say that, guys. I just can't say the word. I don't know what it is. I just cannot say it. So frustrating. One with the world, individual, yet part of a great whole. Both truths have you to this moment, where we are saying you are on the right track, even if your ego self doesn't see it. Listen to your soul, check in with your spirit, and keep going. So I have to go back to the fact that talks about your ego self, because we talked about that here with trust and where that wall is coming from. Be very careful about those boundaries that you put up. And remember that if it's a boundary that's being set into place out of fear, it's probably not a boundary that needs to be there, but maybe something that needs to be healed instead. Okay? Okay. I'm going to get some initials and then I'm going to leave you. Because I'm tired. To be honest with you, it's late. And I'm tired. Okay. I just really want to go to sleep. And my cat's meowing. I don't know what she wants, but... Okay. I hear ya. E-Z-I-A. There's lots of A's in the bowl. H and D. And then lots of A's. There are 4 A's that I can see right now. So A, W, F. Wait, I said W. That's a V. F. B, O. Then we have 4 and 3. So 43 might be significant. It could be 43 or 34. 43 just came out. And then also 4 is the number of stability. 3 is the number of growth, you know, and we had a lot of 3s out here. I'm surprised we don't have 2, to be honest with you, but 4 is the energy you're looking for. It's that stable energy that you're looking for, that security. That security is what you really truly desire. And 3 is about creating something new, having new opportunities, embracing growth and experience to where maybe it was hard to see that before. Trying to grow from that experience, right? It's also about creating new life for yourself even. Have S, R, A, Q, Z, O, and a heart. So there's a lot of stuff here. I see Sarah in the bowl, but there's a lot of stuff here. If you want to take a look, if y'all see something, spell something out that is significant, could you please put it in the description box, please? Or not that. I do that. Comment. Please make a comment about it. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated, made sense. I hope that it brought you some kind of help, clarity, whatever it was that you needed to hear. I hope it helps you moving forward. And thanks for your support, guys, your kindness, and all the love. And if you want a personal reading from me, my information for that is in the description box. And I'm going to leave you here, guys. And thanks for being here. Thanks for this reading. Sorry, guys, I'm so tired right now. And your energy's tiring. Maybe you're tired. And yeah, that's all I have. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.